starts with, winning more faceoffs, number one, and then less on forced errors.
All right, Ottawa Senators are in town tonight. They're coming off back-to-back games where they've scored 7 goals in each of their last 2. What's the message to your group going into this one, and what have you seen from Ottawa on tape?
Yeah, I was able to watch the whole game last night, and they're a dynamic team, and even without Tkachuk, who's a really, really good player, Brady, they're still a really dynamic team. They have a lot of skill up and down their lineup. They can, I thought they did an excellent job against Boston of their transition offense was really good. They've shown at times to be a real good forecheck team. So we're going to have to play the type of hockey we want to play, and that's do a great job checking, and then you check for your offense. You transition out of that and try to make them pay. So it'll be a great challenge for us tonight, and we got to make sure we're ready to go from the drop of the puck. They'll be a little bit battle tested. I haven't played last night, and we got to make sure we're ready to go from the drop of the puck.
All right, thanks for doing this, and good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
Whether it's a plumbing emergency or just a simple repair like a clogged toilet, Plumbers 911 is your source for the best licensed plumbers. Every plumber has background checks, insurance, and 10,000 hours of training. When you call 1-833-PLUM-911, you'll be connected with one of Chicagoland's most trusted contractors, like John J. Cahill Plumbing in Evanston. Wherever you are, a Plumbers 911 contractor is always close by. Call 1-833-PLUM-911. Plumbers 911, where they do it right the first time.
Getting health insurance that fits your budget isn't easy.
At Get Covered Illinois, we are here to help.
We are the state's official health insurance marketplace.
A place where health insurers compete for your business. A website where you can compare multiple health plans and pricing in one place.
And where you can connect to financial help and free in-person assistance.
Because you deserve insurance. GetCoveredIllinois.gov. We're here to help.
Hey, Jeremy Roenick here. I played in an era that was tough, gritty, old school. But I got major respect for the next generation of hockey. The speed, the skill, the precision. That's what I see in Flight by Yuengling. It's brewed by the oldest brewery in America, but built for today. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, clean, crisp, real beer flavor without the heaviness. This is the light beer that keeps up with the modern game. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. G.G. Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
I'm the guy that never gives 5 stars because I never believe that anything is perfect. But I would give them 20 stars if I could.
Ernest Stellar Review belongs to QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments. They came through when he badly needed relief for his aching knees, and doctors had told him that surgery was the only option.
What they're doing is cutting edge, and it really helps. And I'm a tough sell.
QC Kinetics is led by National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, a pioneer in this field. With 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing in non-surgical natural pain treatments. These are the medical pros to trust.
I'm living my life basically pain-free from what I was dealing with, so I'm a happy camper today, no doubt about it.
QC Kinetics. Call today to see if you're a candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 312-697-1119. That's 312-697-1119. 312-697-1119.
When you hear Ottawa over and over in tonight's broadcast, think of Ottawa, Illinois, the fun, charming destination with small-town coffee shops, award-winning locally brewed beer, all kinds of excellent casual and fine dining, and over 400 comfortable rooms to stay in. Ottawa is the perfect place for a long weekend. So let's score some goals tonight, beat Ottawa, then start planning your trip to Ottawa, Illinois. Log on to visitottawail.com. Brought to you by Ottawa, the middle of everywhere, and Illinois Office Tourism. We are back here on the FanDuel Sportsbook, Chicago Blackhawks pregame show. The Hawks are taking on the Ottawa Senators tonight before hitting the road for a 6-game road trip. Tonight's quick look at the jerseys is sponsored by Suits 2020. Stop by their men's clothing superstore to check out the selection of suits, tuxes, shirts, ties, shoes, and more. Visit suits2020.com. The Blackhawks are in their home red jerseys as always, and the Ottawa Senators are in their white jersey, the visiting road white jerseys. They ended up changing their logo back to the old 90s logo in 2020, which I think is much sharper than the one that they played with for, I think it was 2007 through 2020. So a nice jersey original matchup between these two teams. All right, let's bring in Steve Conroy, who's going to have the call with John in about 10 or so minutes. Steve, we're getting the lineup right now from the Hawks, and Landon Slaggert's going to be, it looks like he's going to be a healthy scratch tonight. Ryan Green is going to be on the top line with Bedard and Burakovsky. Teravine and Nazar. Bertuzzi will be the second line, so Bertuzzi draws back in after missing a game because of an injury. Donato, Dickinson, Doc is the third line, and Foligno and Lafferty. Lafferty draws in for the first time since the home opener. So Hawks are going with a little bit of a lineup change tonight.
What an opportunity for Green. I mean, playing on that number one line with Bedard and Burakovsky, two highly skilled players. And, you know, Coach Jeff Blashill had really nice things to say about Green this morning. He said Greener, you know, he's a cerebral player. He's got good skill. One thing they'd like to see him do is skate to battles. And I think especially on that line, that's really important because you want to be an instigator. You want to be a guy who's in there hunting pucks, creating turnovers. And when you get it, just get it to one of those other two guys because chances are you might be able to pick up a point.
Yeah, no question. We saw Ryan on the top line yesterday at practice, and we thought he was just a placeholder for Bertuzzi. And so that's a really nice opportunity for Ryan Green, who's a natural center, but he does have some offensive ability to him. So we'll see how he can complement the Bedard line. The big story in the last game was the power play. Hawks went 0 for 5. It was a point of emphasis at practice yesterday. They make a tweak, moving Burakovsky up there, Teravine into the second unit, and then Bedard shifts from the left circle to the right circle. And Steve, we've seen that Bedard toe drag shot. It feels like it suits him better on the right circle than the left, where the left is more of a one-timer.
Right.
And so I'm curious to see how this is going to shake out for that power play unit today.
You know, I watch the Edmonton Oilers quite a bit, and Connor McDavid, who is probably the best player in the NHL, he's a left shot. He circles up high on the left side, up towards the left side of the circle. He likes to skate downhill. I think that's what they want Connor Bedard doing, getting the puck, skating downhill with it, because he's a threat to shoot. He's a threat for that, like you say, that pull-in snapshot, and he's also a threat to pass. So a number of options with him skating downhill on that right side. And I know you get a better angle at the net when you're shooting on your offside. Your stick's towards the middle, and you do have a better angle towards the net. But I think it's going to give them a few more options with Connor, you know, just circling up high, getting it from, let's say, Sam Rinzel, and then just attacking.
I've seen... watching the Oilers, I've seen Connor McDavid come out of the blue line to pick up speed, and so hopefully Connor. I think the first unofficial game that Connor had with the Blackhawks, it was in the rookie showcase in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. Actually, Joe Brand and I were calling that game, and that was the Bedard hat-trick game. But his first goal in that was on the power play, and he scored from the right face-off circle where he toe drags it. The goaltender had no chance because he completely changed the angle. So I think that's Connor's comfortable spot. We just scored a lot there at Regina too.
Hey, great memory by you. I mean, you can remember that. That's outstanding. Yeah, I think he'll have some success there because he is a great shooter, and if they take away the shot, he's such a high hockey IQ that he's going to find the open guy.
Yeah. All right. Ottawa Senators are in town. They are coming in red hot. They've scored 7 goals in each of their last 2 games. They're on a 3-game winning streak. I thought we were going to see them hit a wall or just struggle because they don't have the heartbeat of their team, Brady Tkachuk. Mm-hmm. But boy, they've got a lot of players really step up, like Shane Pinto and Drake Batherson and Dylan Cousins. And so I've been impressed with Ottawa early on.
Yeah, I was talking to their assistant GM, Dave Poulin, not too long ago, and the first thing he talked about was Shane Pinto. And I said, too bad, because you guys owe him a contract. He's a restricted free agent at the end of the year. And they're going to have to pay him a lot because he has, 8 goals in 10 games?
Yeah.
None on the power play. He's a great player. And what I didn't realize, and Dave kind of pointed this out, he's a big body. He's 6'3". He's not overly heavy. He's 205 pounds, but he's long, he's lanky. He's not afraid to mix it up. He'll go to the front of the net. So, I look down the middle, and they're strong there. Stützle, of course, is a superstar. Pinto with the 10 goals. Dylan Cousins, another big body at 6'3", 205 pounds. He's got a ton of goals. And Lars Zeller's their 4th liner, and he's another big body who, he's only got 1 goal this year, but they're deep down the middle. And if you look at any team that has success, they're deep down the middle. And I consider that your centerman and your defenseman. And they got some pretty good defensemen, too.
Feels like they've been a team that we've been talking about for years. Like, they're on the rise. Mm-hmm. maybe this is the year that they push through and they make the playoffs and they make some noise, similar to what we saw Montreal last year. And so, two exciting teams. The last game that was here on Sunday, it was very low event hockey. The LA Kings, they shut it down. But we were talking before we went on the air. We feel like this could be a high-scoring game between these two teams tonight.
I think it could be. These are two run-and-gun teams with a lot of talent. Ottawa makes the playoffs last year. That shocked me. That really surprised me. They got an unbelievable effort out of Linus Ullmark last year. On the back end, Jake Sanderson was just a really nice find. Shabbat played a lot better defensively. So they've got a lot of key pieces that, last year and even transitioning into this year have been firing on all cylinders. So I agree. I think that this could be a little more wide open than both coaches would like.
Yeah, and for Ottawa, if they can play themselves into a playoff spot and then they get Brady Tkachuk back, I mean, that's going to elevate their group and almost energize them even more versus if he came into a situation where they're chasing. I think that would really re-energize Ottawa if they can get Tkachuk back while they're sitting in a playoff spot.
Oh, absolutely. And, right now I think they are in a playoff spot and they get their captain back and he's the heartbeat of the team. But right now they're doing pretty well without him. So it's funny. It's, you hear it anywhere in the NHL. It's that next man up mentality. And they've been finding that next guy and everyone's pulling in the same direction. I got to give Travis Green a lot of kudos here because, team, you got there last year. And the team wasn't expected to make the playoffs, and they had that great second half. They were just red hot from mid-January on. And mentioned the goaltending. His system maybe took a little while for them to kind of learn, but once they got it, they were really hard to beat. And in fact, they went out in the first round to Toronto in 6 games, but still, they gave them a pretty good fight.
All right, let's see if the Hawks can get back in the win column and bounce back from Sunday's 3-1 loss to LA. That's going to do it for the FanDuel Sportsbook Chicago Blackhawks pregame show. John Weideman and Steve Conroyd have the call coming up next. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
What do the Blackhawks and United Airlines have in common? The next generation has arrived, and the future looks bright. New planes are joining the United Airlines fleet every week, decked out with Bluetooth connectivity, screens and power at every seat, and bigger overhead bins to fit everyone's carry-on. Book your next trip on the United app or United.com today. United Airlines, proud to be the official airline of the Chicago Blackhawks. The NHL is officially back, and right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. Put your first bet in the back of the net on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook and official partner of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
MegaPros has been around a long time, and here's why. This is a review from Laura. Quote, I heard MegaPros on WGN for years. When we decided to do a big kitchen project, that's who we called, and we're glad we did. We shipped a huge custom kitchen from a home in Georgia, and the MegaPros made the kitchen work perfectly in our Harvard, Illinois home. Their work was meticulous, so detailed-oriented. Everything was amazing. Everything you hear about MegaPros on those commercials is a real-life experience. Highly recommended, end quote. You see, MegaPros isn't just another contractor. They're the team that shows up on time. They do exceptional work, and they treat your home as if it were their own. Whether it's a kitchen remodel, a bathroom update, a basement renovation, or general repairs, they deliver 100% customer satisfaction. Give them a call today. 847-658-8989. 847-658-8989 or visit megapros.com. One mega call truly does it all.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
100 years.
This is just fantastic.
One city. One team.
Go Blackhawks!
The kids.
Nazar on a breakaway down the slot. Shoots, he scores! Connor with a shot, score! He scores!
They can play.
Yes, they can.
An original Six tradition that rattles the rafters with Chicago pride.
Where you from?
Chicago. Chicago? Chicago? From the anthem to the final horn. It's time for Chicago Blackhawks hockey. With the call of the game, here's John Whiteman and Steve Conroy.
The Chicago Blackhawks hit the United Center ice tonight for their final home game in the month of October and host the team from Canada's capital tonight, the Ottawa Senators. Now, despite missing their top player, the Sens own the NHL's #1 power play and are still a very tough team to beat. So the last change, disciplined play, and matching the Senators' intensity will all be keys for the Blackhawks to win a game here tonight. Hi again, everyone. John Whiteman along with Steve Conroy and Charlie Romeliotis. We are here at the United Center where tonight the Blackhawks will play the first of 2 games this season against the Ottawa Senators. Steve, great to be working with you again. And the Senators played last night in Ottawa in their home barn. Boy, they put it on the Boston Bruins, and was their power play ever hot? 4 for 5. Their penalty kill has come around. This is a team that doesn't have Brady Tkachuk, their top player, but it doesn't seem to matter because they're getting contributions from all other corners of that team. This is going to be a real challenge for the Hawks.
Yeah, I agree, John. I think they learned a lot last year by making the playoffs, gave them a lot of confidence, and even though they're without one of the top players, not only on their team, but in the entire NHL, and Brady Tkachuk, it doesn't seem to affect them at all. There's a lot of youthful enthusiasm on that team. They've got some goal scorers up front. They've got good size up front, too. And on the back end, 2 or 3 really swift skating defensemen back there that can pass the puck out of trouble. They can skate the puck out of trouble. They're hard to hem in their own zone.
Now, I mentioned that they played last night in their home barn. Unlike L.A., who played in Nashville and came in here, and they seemed lethargic in that first period. I don't expect that from this Ottawa team. They're a young team with plenty of speed and quite a bit of energy. I expect to see really a very competitive first period.
I do too. They're well coached. Travis Green is going to make sure that they start on time. I looked at that LA game. That was their 4th game in 6 nights. So, yeah, it was, back-to-back game. But also, you got to go back a little farther. And when you play 4 games in 6 nights, that starts to wear on you. But LA seemed to get stronger as the game went on. Chicago really dominated the first period. They just couldn't hold on in the second. This Ottawa team, they're a little faster than LA, so the Blackhawks are going to have to be very mindful of that. You can't have any unnecessary turnovers because they're one of the best transition teams in the entire NHL.
And they're going to start their #1 goaltender tonight, Steve. Linus Ullmark was given a whole day off a couple of days ago. Didn't play in the game last night. He would be the recognized starter for the Senators, but they went with Merolainen, the kid, saving Ullmark for tonight. Well, I'm not going to question the strategy, but nonetheless, the Blackhawks are facing the Senators' top goalkeeper, and that just adds to what I believe is going to be a real challenge for him here.
Yeah, he might have been one of the biggest reasons Ottawa did make the playoffs last year. It always seemed that the Achilles heel for the Senators was their goaltender, and they needed to get that #1 guy. They got him from the Boston Bruins, which is really surprising. And I agree with you. I'm surprised that he didn't play in Boston last night. Maybe it would have been a little too much pressure on him. But anyways, he comes in tonight fresh, and I know the team wants to play well in front of him.
Well, as the teams hit the ice, we'll get to some sponsored items, beginning with Who's Going to Deliver, sponsored by Mitsubishi Electric Heating and Air Conditioning. Electric heat pumps for a better environment inside and out. Visit getacomfyhome.com. And I'm going to go with Sam Lafferty, who is back in the lineup here tonight. Yeah, I know he's going to probably play limited minutes, but I expect Sammy to do something here tonight in his first return to the lineup in a while. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Ron. I was going to say I like that pick. That's I like the way he skates. I like his intensity out there, and he is going to deliver one of these nights.
All right, keys to the game are sponsored by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, and Steve's got your keys.
Well, first off, don't feed the Ottawa power play. We've talked about it a lot tonight. They're #1 in the NHL. They went 4 for 5 last night in Boston. They can make you pay if you take needless penalties. Secondly, get your power play in gear. Talking about the Blackhawks now, just 1 for 13 in their last 3 games. It really would have helped a lot in that game against LA had they been able to score a power play goal. And finally, Senators are strong down the middle. You got to be just as strong. You got to match a Tim Stützle, Shane Pinto, Dylan Cousins, even a Lars Eller. All those guys are big, They're talented, they're heavy on the puck.
Well, Steve, now we got to find out who you're banking on. Sponsored by Marquette Bank. Love where you bank. Celebrating 80 years of neighborhood banking.
I'm going to go with a guy who missed the last game, so he should be well rested. Tyler Bertuzzi. And I think he's going to help the power play a lot. He realizes that he's a net front presence. He will be that tonight.
All right, well, the stage has been set. The teams have lined up on their respective blue lines. We'll have hockey for you in a moment. But before that, tonight's presentation of the national anthems is proudly sponsored by C.R. Leonard Plumbing, a proud partner of Plumbers 911. And for the anthems, as always, we send it down to the best in the business, Mr. Jim Cornelison, along with some very special guests from our military. Hawks fans, please enjoy both O Canada and the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Cartocracy por telepeo, il se porte ton histoire d'une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for
Finer than Jim Cornelison with both O Canada and the Star Spangled Banner. Gets the hair standing up on the back of your neck. Whew.
That doesn't get you going, John. Nothing does.
That's right. You don't have a heartbeat. All right, let's get to the starting lineups. In goal for the Ottawa Senators, Linus Ullmark. His career against the Hawks, he's 3-1-0. And at defense are Artem Zub and Jake Sanderson. Up front from left to right, Michael Amadio starting at left wing. Centering the Senators' opening line is their leading goal scorer, Shane Pinto. And starting at the right wing is Claude Giroux. For the Blackhawks, it's going to be Spencer Knight in goal. He is 3-1-0 with one shutout in his career against the Ottawa Senators. At defense are Wyatt Kaiser and Artem Levshinov. Up front from left to right. Welcome back to the lineup, Tyler Bertuzzi. Centering the Hawks opening line, Frank Nazar. Starting at the right wing, Teuvo Teravainen. Now for the opening faceoff, Teravainen and Bertuzzi have flip-flop wings. Referees this evening are Jordan Samuels-Thomas and Tim Chmielewski, the linesman, Libor Suchanek, and Travis Garwolitz. And the game is underway, the first of two meetings between these two teams, as Levshinov dumps the puck down in behind the Ottawa net. Ullmark plays it around up the far side. Pinto then lost the puck to center ice. Teuvo Teravainen hit along the near boards by Michael Amadio, and then Wyatt Kaiser skates over and gave him what for, but Amadio holding on to his discipline. Senators come up ice. Pinto sent the puck down behind the Hawk net. Knight plays it around to the near side. Amadio from the right wing board sent it across the rink. Taken away there by Nazar, who can't clear. Held in. Here's Thomas Chabot moving into the right circle. Sets up the deep slot. And a shot from Nick Jensen is deflected wide. Pinto in the far corner. Being leaned on by the Hawks' Colton Dock. Now the puck comes free. Amadio and Nazar get together at the line. Dock frees himself with the puck to center, and he'll poke it down ice into the Ottawa zone. The teams are in line changes. Here's Drake Batherson dropping the puck between the circles to Nick Jensen. Whips it across on the left wing side. And Chabot will play it ahead into the Hawk zone. You heard that whistle cut the air. This play is offside. So no score in the game. 107 into the contest. Faceoff comes out to center ice.
That's something the Blackhawks will have to be aware of. Three of these top four lines for Ottawa, really good skaters up front. We're talking about the forwards, and you got to do an excellent job of protecting your blue line. That time, they forced the offside, which is a good thing. They slowed somebody down, and as a result, the draw came well back into the neutral ice area.
Nicholas Madenpalo, Senator defenseman, dumping the puck down the boards in behind the Hawk net. Dug out by the Sens. Nick Cousin flings it out to the line. And now a shot from the left wing boards by Tyler Clevin deflects wide of the Hawk net and ricochets down ice into the Hawk zone. Ryan Donato in to finish his check on Madenpalo behind the Ottawa net. Sens get it back. Clevin passing it up the right wing side will now get it back into the Ottawa zone between the circles. Then passes up the right side to Batherson at center ice. Dumps it to the left wing corner Hawk zone. Ridley Gregg in to get it. Being checked immediately by Connor Murphy. The puck comes out and the Hawks get it. Here's Matt Grzelcyk to center ice. Hands the puck ahead. Ryan Green in over the Senator line to the left circle. Lost the puck, taken back by Andrei Burakovsky. He'll fire from the high slot. And that goes wide off a deflection. Good play by Grzelcyk, by the way, to keep it in. Here now along the left side boards. Grzelcyk leaving the puck for Burakovsky. He's checked there by Dylan Cousins. There are two players named Cousins on the Ottawa Senators here. Dylan Cousins and Nick Cousins, and they are not related. The spelling is different. Teams are once again in line changes. In behind the Ottawa net, Jake Sanderson, the son of Jeff Sanderson, takes the puck. Moving it up the right wing, Ollie Licksell into the Hawk zone to the right wing half boards. Send it back to Jensen. A shot from the right point is into the breadbasket of Spencer Knight, and he'll hold it. Whistle stopping play, and we'll get a face-off in the Hawk zone. This will be in the circle to Knight's left. No score in the game.
You mentioned Jake Sanderson, and yeah, I was teammates with Jeff Sanderson with the Hartford Whalers, and Jeff Sanderson, just an amazing skater. Jake, just as good a skater. The thing is, though, Jake's 6'2". I think Jeff was maybe 5'11", barely 6 feet tall. Jake a little bigger, and boy, does he have a stride.
Wasn't Jeff Sanderson from the Northwest Territories?
Yes, he was. Yeah, good for you.
I remember reading that on his bio and was just amazed at how fast he could move. Now it's center ice, the puck taken by Ryan Donato into the Ottawa zone. He fires from the right circle, and Ullmark is down with a butterfly save. He'll hold the puck. We'll get a whistle and a face-off in the Ottawa zone. So that line that currently comprised as Lafferty with Donato and Nick Foligno, Hawk captain, who, by the way, is a former number 1 pick of this Ottawa Senators team, sitting on point number 599.
Yeah, and, this is something that Jeff Blashill has done the last half dozen or so games. He's going with 11 forwards again, 7 defensemen, and you're going to rotate somebody in on that fourth line. That time it was Ryan Donato rotating in on the fourth line.
So face-off circle to Ullmark's left, won by Nazar to Teravainen, top of the circle. Winds a shot high and wide. Thomas Chabot in the near corner, getting a rough ride from Bertuzzi. Wyatt Kaiser kept it in. Moves the puck to the high slot. Nazar there firing. That deflects over the net. Bertuzzi in the right wing corner. Leaves the puck there, Teravainen. Flips it to the line. And is moved over to Kaiser, left circle. He tried to fire one toward the net. Partially blocked by Dylan Cousins. And the Senators get the puck back. There's Chabot back of the Ottawa net as the Senators organize for their breakout and get a line change in the process.
This was a real nice block, though, by Dylan Cousins, the forward. He slid out with his skates, kind of sliding into that shot by Kaiser, and a clean block just inside the blue line.
Chabot dumps the puck off the left side boards and down behind the net. Knight moves it over to Grzelcyk near corner, then a pass up the left wing to Connor Bedard. He'll chase the puck into the far corner and get it away from Amadio of the Sens. Put it behind the net, Grzelcyk there. Passing out to Bedard, crossing the Ottawa line. Made a drop pass that's pushed out to center ice by Claude Giroux. And the puck ends up down in the left wing corner, Hawk in. Louis Crevier's got it. Put a pass into Bedard's skates just inside the line. Leaves it for Crevier along the right boards. He'll lift the puck through the air and down into the Ottawa zone. Artem Zub to get it, tried to clear it out. Taken away by Bedard, bottom of the left circle. Bedard moves in and fires, and that's just over the net and around the glass and back down to the Hawk blue line. Sam Rinzel there to get it for the Hawks.
What a steal by Bedard. He just picked that Artem Zub pass out of midair and almost made them pay. That shot high short side, just over the crossbar.
We're going to get an icing call here to the Hawks. Rinzel made a pass ahead for Lafferty, and he had looked the wrong way. The puck skidded on by, so the faceoff comes down in the Hawk zone to the right of Spencer Knight. It's the Four Seasons Heating and Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric face-off for all the right reasons. Call 866 Four Seasons. I'll tell you again, folks, there's a chill in the air. Get Dave and his crew out to your house. He'll take care of you, take care of your family for what could be a cold winter. Now Bedard will face off against Tim Stützle of the Senators. And Stützle had 2 goals, 2 power play goals and an assist last night. From the draw, Tyler Clevin left point. Sends the puck down behind the net. Batherson in the near corner to the line. Montempadel, long shot from there, and a butterfly save made by Spencer Knight. And he'll hold on to the puck. They'll face it off again in the Hawk zone. We may get a line change by the Hawks here as Bedard heads to the bench.
One thing about the way Jeff Blashill and his defensive zone coverage works, a lot of times the wingers will come down to help out the defense around the house. And as a result, if there is a turnover, opposition defensemen typically open for a little bit. That time, though, the long-range shot, an easy one for Spencer Knight to just soak up into his equipment.
Now Dickinson will face off against Shane Pinto. Hawks get control. Colton Dock in the far corner. Banks a pass to center ice. Clevin fell down. Dickinson to Donato over the Senator line. Firing for the right circle, and that's over the net. This puck around to the near boards. Dickinson snaps it back in behind the Ottawa net. Murphy pinching from the right point to the half boards to keep the play alive, but lost the puck to Clevin in the corner. He'll send it up the left wing to Pinto, crossing the Hawk line. Fed it over right circle for Amadio. It's off his stick, and then he's compressed into the glass there by Dickinson. Puck taken back by the Sens. Pinto put it out to the line. Chabot will fire. Redirected in on goal by Giroux, but right into the breadbasket of Spencer Knight.
There was that open defenseman again. The forwards for the Blackhawks, coming down, helping out the D, and I think it was Jensen who was wide open with a shot from the point, and a nice little redirection by Giroux, the grizzled veteran, Claude Giroux. And I take that back. I think that was Pinto with the shot from the point.
Well, either way, Giroux did make a nice redirection. And for Claude Giroux, he's from Hearst, Ontario, which I know is up near the Ottawa area. So it's kind of like playing for home, or playing at home for him. Here's Sam Rinzel through center ice. He's over the Senator line down the left wing side and fires a shot. Turned away with a pad save by Ullmark. Rinzel fed it to the right point. Nazar fires. That hits the end boards and ricochets out to Bertuzzi, who fanned on a shot. Bertuzzi got it back. Nazar from the deep slot fires. That deflects wide. Bertuzzi crowding the net. That net front presence was missing in the game against L.A. We get a whistle stopping play as the puck ricocheted up into the protected netting.
Boy, Tyler Bertuzzi was in a perfect position. That puck off the end boards. He had a partially open net, but the puck just a little bit on edge. He couldn't pull the trigger on it. Tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Ottawa, Illinois. When you hear Ottawa tonight, think Ottawa, Illinois, and plan your trip.
I've been there, Steve. That's a great little town, Ottawa, Illinois. I drove through one time and got a cup of coffee, some really nice people, and just a great community.
How far outside of Chicago would that be?
About 50, 60 miles to the southwest.
I've seen signs.
It'd be a great place for a minor league baseball team. I mean, it'd be perfect. So, anyway, in case the City Fathers are listening, just from me to you, if you want to act on that, it'd be great. Artem Levshunov at the Senator line. Put it over to Grzelcyk, left point. Wings a wrist shot toward the net. It hits Sanderson to the foot on the way back. Now here's Levshunov at the line again to Grzelcyk, left point. Spins it down and in behind the net up the far side. Taken away by Burakovsky. Then he had a stick slapped and the puck comes free. The Senators get it. Pinto into the Hawk zone, stopping at the left point. Flips it across into the right wing corner to Zub, who fed the puck up the slot to Sanderson, and he'll backhand it down behind the net. Taken away by Grzelcyk. Over to Levshunov. Lead pass now, Bedard. He's over the Senator line along the left boards, now at the point. And he drops the puck there to Kaiser, who snaps it down behind the Ottawa net, caught in the right wing corner by Colton Dock. Dock around to the left wing corner to Kaiser, left point. Hammers one off the end boards. It bounces out to Foligno, but he had it stripped away by Sanderson. Then Fabian Zetterlund along the near boards tried to clear it out. Could not. Colton Dock in the high slot, leaving it for Foligno. Foligno moves it to Crevier. Pounds a shot on goal. Save made, rebound, score! Colton Dock! It was on a delayed penalty. Spencer Knight was heading to the Hawks bench. Colton Dock grabbed the rebound in the left wing circle. Olmark had vacated the post, and Dock put her home. It's 1-0 Hawks. And I believe this could be Nick Foligno's 600th point.
Wow, and with that goal, it's time to break out the Bandito. Celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito, Yankee Tequila. And Colton Dock with a goal. He really started the play, John. Did a great job covering up for his defenseman at the blue line. The D was pinching. Colton kept it in and then gets to the front of the net. I like this line. They're a heavy line. They're tracking pucks. They're getting to loose pucks. You know, Foligno fits it to the point, and then maybe a bit of a bad rebound off of Anton Forsberg. Kicked it right out to Colton Dock, and he put it in the empty cage.
Colton Dock's first on the season makes it 1-0 in favor of the Hawks. The goal at 6:47 of period number one. So the start they wanted, they got. Now let's see what they do with it. Here's Kaiser with the puck, Hawk line, left wing side. Little pass ahead for Teravainen at center ice, deflects the puck down behind the Ottawa net. Clevin to it in the far corner. Fights off a check, moves it up the right wing to David Perron. In his career, he's got 20 goals against the Blackhawks. Perron to the Hawk blue line, set it down behind the net. Look out. Ridley Gregg runs over Sam Renzel, and Tyler Bertuzzi is trying to get Ridley Gregg to drop him and go. And Gregg is just holding on to his mitts. Maybe a calling card for a little bit later.
Well, Renzel's going to get the penalty, Info.
Penalty is going to be called here. Renzel will head to the bench. He may have caught a stick in the mug. Either way, Ottawa's power play, who was lethal last night, will get to work here momentarily. Their net is empty as Olmark is on the Ottawa bench. Puck is spun into the Hawk zone down the near side by Stützle, grabbed by Murphy. The whistle blows. And Murphy and Nick Cousins have a little thing going right now. Murphy trying to get Cousins to let go of his discipline for a moment and get the evener upper, but Cousins is turning a deaf ear. Ottawa power play when we return. 12:08 left in period number one. 1-0 Hawks. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
It's Andy Mazer. We're your home for the Blackhawks, Northwestern football and basketball, the NFL, and Happen OB. This is AM 720 WGN Chicago.
Hey hockey fans, it's Troy Murray. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing, the #1 premium composite decking brand, tough enough to handle anything. It looks like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Hey hockey fans, it's Chris Chelios. What are you sipping tonight? El Bandito Yankee is a new ultra-premium tequila that is 100% pure and natural with no additives. Just 100% blue agave. El Bandito Yankee Tequila is the most flavorful Blue Weber agave in the world. Now available at Binny's, Mariano's, Jewel, and Woodman's. Go to elbanditoyankee.com to learn more about what makes us so damn good.
Hi, this is Dave Musial, owner of Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Do you have a plumbing emergency? Call Four Seasons. An electrical emergency? Call Four Seasons. A heating or cooling emergency? Call Four Seasons. Same-day hot water tank installation needed? Call Four Seasons. Need a whole home generator? Call Four Seasons. We guarantee same-day installation on all heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. And no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Hey, it's Connor Bedard. Break's over. Time for more Blackhawks hockey.
Well, history never looked this good, Blackhawks fans. The Originals Chapter Collection, presented by American Express, is available now in the Madhouse Team Store or at cbhshop.com/originals. Don't miss your chance to grab a hat, shirt, jersey, or accessory from this milestone season and show off your Blackhawks pride.
What would help the Ottawa power play here would be a clean face-off win by Dylan Cousins. He's facing off against the Hawks' Jason Dickinson. And if Dickinson can skewer it away, and he did, Hawks get possession and a clear. Murphy clears to center ice. Dickinson tried to get to it at the Ottawa blue line, but Sanderson's got it back in the Ottawa zone. He'll drop it off. Here's Tim Stützle between the circles. Former first-round pick of the Sens into the Hawk zone. Stützle now along the right side boards. Will drop the puck down the boards to the corner. Murphy there to nudge it up the boards off the glass with a backhand. Sanderson collects right point. To Stützle there at the right point. Here's Tim Stützle. Ottawa power play last night, 4 for 5 against Boston, and it didn't take him long to score. Stützle, right wing circle, put the puck out to the line. Sanderson to Stützle, top of the circle, fed it in front. This deflects over to Murphy, and he'll clear it off the left boards and down.
Really good stick by the penalty killers. That was Jason Dickinson preventing that pass. Connor Murphy was there too, ready to jump. So really good anticipation from the penalty killers, and an easy clear there. 1 minute down already on the penalty kill.
Batherson weaving into the Hawk zone at the right point. Spins the puck to the right wing corner to Dylan Cousins. Back to Batherson beside the right circle. Pulls up, fires a shot in and out of the glove. And a follow-up shot from Sanderson was blocked at the defense. Foligno doing some great work just inside the line. Strips the puck away from the Senators' Dylan Cousins and clears it all the way down.
Yeah, that's a team effort. Crevier with a big block. Maybe a bit of a sloppy rebound out of the glove of Spencer Knight. But then Foligno just out battling a man for the puck and another easy clear.
Paul Giroux with a puck to the Hawk blue line. Put it down the boards to the corner. Murphy spun it away to the left wing corner, but the Sens get it back. Pinto put it out to the left point. David Perron down to Pinto, left wing corner, walks the goal line, goes in front, fires a tough angle shot. Pad save made by Knight. 15 seconds, now down to 14 seconds for the Senator power play. In the near corner, Senators get the puck back. Giroux along the right boards to Shabbat at the line, deep slot. Back to Giroux, right point to Shabbat, left point. 2 seconds, one. Penalty time is up. Hawks at full strength. Good kill by the Hawks. Loose puck to the near boards and the Hawk in. Pinto's got it. Sends it off the right corner boards. Vlasic reaching. Polk checks it away up the left wing side to Teuvo Teravainen. He'll guide the puck across the rink. And Dickinson picks it up in front of the benches. He's defended, but he let the puck go down into the Ottawa zone, and he'll head to the bench. Well done by that penalty-killing unit. Here's Nick Cousins into the Hawk zone on the right wing side. Sends the puck down to the corner. Grzelcyk gave Stützle a shove and put the puck around to Ryan Green. Hands it off to Bedard coming by. Center ice to Burakovsky over the Senator line. He turns and got his feet locked up with Sanderson and fell down. Sanderson takes the puck out the center and flips it down into the Hawk zone. Grzelcyk took it in behind the net. Put it over to Levshunov far corner. Levshunov will stroke the puck up the left wing boards to Green. Hands it off to Bedard coming by through center. Over the Ottawa line to the left half boards. Bedard tried to put the puck to the corner. Knocked away from Zub to Green. Left point to Rinzel. Right circle. A toe drag. And he got a shot away, but Cousins got a stick in there knocking it away. And now Cousins will clear to center ice. Ottawa in a line change. Here's Wyatt Kaiser with the puck. Circle to Spencer Knight's left. Sent it over to Rinzel. Hawk line right wing. Back to Kaiser. Passing up the left wing, Nick Foligno. Ottawa blue line. Deflects it down behind the Ottawa net. Omark out to play it to the far corner. Nick Foligno's got it there. Tried to roll off of a check from Naden Paulo. Naden Paulo put the puck to the near corner. Wyatt Kaiser firing. That goes through the crease and wide. Now at the right point, Rinzel fires. That was blocked in front. And Tyler Clevin will stick the puck out to center ice. Nick Foligno will gather it in over the center ice circle. And at the end of his shift, he'll turn and flip it off the right side boards deep into the Ottawa zone. Lafferty circling in on Clevin, finished his check and knocked the puck free. Dickinson along the right side boards. Turns the fire toward the net, blocked in front by Martin Palo. And then Dylan Cousins will clear to center ice. Louis Crevier to Vlasic over the Ottawa line, down the left wing, from the corner, put it to the left circle. Dickinson fires. Oh, and then Shabbat just got a piece of that. Then a shot from the right boards. They score! I don't know if this is going to be Louis Crevier's goal or Tyler Bertuzzi's, but it was Bertuzzi's net front presence that caused the disruption for Allmark. And the puck beat him cleanly. It's going to be Louis Crevier's goal, and it's 2-0 Hawks.
Well, with that goal, it's time to break out the Bandito. Celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito, Yankee Tequila, and really like the fourth line shift that was out there just prior to this Bertuzzi line getting out. They owned the boards. They did a lot of good things, and then Crevier just with a shot from a really tough angle, almost along the boards. A little bit of traffic in front. Not sure whether it went off the body. And John, as you mentioned, Tyler Bertuzzi, Bertuzzi providing the screen, doing a real good job of taking away the eyes of the netminder. And Tyler Bertuzzi, big part of that goal.
Crevier's second on the season comes at 12:06 of period number one. A 2-0 lead for the Hawks. They got to keep the pedal on the metal because this Ottawa team, they get their legs. I mean, they played last night. They might be a little bit tired, but they get their skating legs. They're going to be a handful. Make it 3-0 if you're the Blackhawks. Get that score to 3-0, maybe 4-0 if they can. Connor Murphy in the Hawk zone, driving it behind the net up the right wing side to Bertuzzi. Sent it across the rink. And Grzelcyk from center ice will dump the puck off the left side boards and down behind the Senator net. Senators get it back. Zub outlets to center ice to Batherson. Sent it on the left wing side into the Hawk zone to the corner. And Grinzel rides Cousins off the puck. It comes free now to Vlasic. He'll scoop it up the right side boards to center ice in front of the benches. And Sanderson now back to get the puck in the Ottawa zone. Here's Sanderson, a bank pass up the left wing side. Hits Stutzla's stick and bounces down behind the net. Grinzel back to get it. Hit by Cousins, plays it up the near boards. Doc sends it back across the rink into the far corner in the Hawk end. Stutzla being bear hugged into the boards there by Vlasic as the puck is sent in front of the net by Donato. Grinzel got it back. Goes rink wide with a pass for Donato that misses, and this goes all the way down for icing against the Hawks. So we're down to 6:24 left in period number one. The Hawks 2 and the Senators no score.
Well, you take a look at the way the two goals have been scored. I mentioned the fourth line out there, Colton Dock scoring the first goal of the game, but they had another strong shift just prior to that Crevier goal, doing a real good job with Foligno getting on the body, getting on the puck, and creating some turnovers.
Senators control off the draw. Shabbat fires one in from the left point. That deflects wide. Ryan Donato will now skate the puck out to center ice. Hit in front of the penalty boxes by Perron and goes down, but dumps the puck down in behind the Ottawa net. Olmark leaving it there for Shabbat. Shabbat skating out to center ice in front of the benches with the puck. He'll lift it over to the right wing corner in the Hawk end. There to get the puck, Wyatt Kaiser. Drives it around the dasher up the right wing side to Green in front of the benches. Shot it across for Bedard, taken away instead by Ridley Gregg. To Perron, Hawk zone, now to Gregg at the doorstep. Jamming at the puck, kept out of there by Knight, and then taken out of there by Levshunov. Senators hold the zone. Perron at the right point. Spins the puck down. Dylan Cousins back in the net. Tried to whip it in front and did, but this is taken away by Andre Burakovsky of the Hawks. And he'll skate the puck to center and then dump it into the right wing corner Ottawa zone. Ryan Green finishing his check on Shabbat behind the Ottawa net. And the puck comes free to the near boards. Circling in, Nick Foligno to pull it free for the Hawks. And he had it knocked off his stick. And the Senators are back up ice. Then Zetterlund coughed it up at the Hawk blue line. Matt Grzelcyk pokes it down to the Ottawa blue line. Tyler Clevin will grab the puck there. And he got a Nick Foligno, knocks down a Senator. Here's Colton Dock with a shot from the high slot and a pad save made by Omar. Good physical play by the Hawks. Dock in the right wing corner. Had the puck and lost it. Lars Eller for the Sens. They'll move it up the left wing to center ice in front of the benches. And Crevier stood his ground, knocking the puck back into the Senator zone. Here's Martin Palo putting it ahead to center ice to Lixell. He's in over the Hawk blue line on the right wing. We get a whistle, and offside is called against the Senators. 4:42 left in period number one. The Hawks 2, the Ottawa Senators, no score. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Don't miss a moment. Stream the game on WGNradio.com.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc.
Hey, hockey fans, when you hear Ottawa over and over in tonight's broadcast, I want you to think of Ottawa, Illinois, the fun, friendly, charming destination just a short drive from Chicago, with small-town coffee shops, award-winning locally brewed beer, all kinds of excellent casual and fine dining. This is the perfect place for a long weekend. Let's score some goals tonight. Beat Ottawa, and then beat it to Ottawa, Illinois. Log on to visitottawail.com. Brought to you by Ottawa and the Illinois Office of Tourism.
Wednesday, November 5th. Don't miss a day of special features on WGN Radio as we spotlight Innovation DuPage, a leading business incubator and accelerator helping small businesses thrive across Chicagoland. Join us as a team from Innovation DuPage shares how they're fueling entrepreneurship, empowering local startups, and driving growth right here in the western suburbs and beyond. Discover the stories behind the innovation and the people turning big ideas into thriving businesses. That's Wednesday, November 5th, only on WGN Radio. Hey Blackhawks fans, here's a club you'll want to get into. Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up.
Looking for the ultimate night out? Well, bring your squad to a Blackhawks game at the United Center for an experience you won't find anywhere else. Whether it's birthdays, office outings, family gatherings, or just a much-deserved night out, nothing beats the energy in the United Center. Group ticket packages are available at blackhawks.com/groups.
Well, it's official. Nick Foligno, Hawks captain, has hit the 600-point mark in his great career. And a little acknowledgement by the organization on the video board. And then, of course, a quick shot of Nick on the bench and an acknowledgement to the crowd with a little bit of a wave. Business as usual. Boy, the Hawks are very fortunate that Nick Foligno is their captain. Great leader, great man. Here's Louis Crevier, who is having a career night tonight. 2 points, a goal and an assist. Got a shot away from the right point, rides around to the left point. Kaiser there will stick it back in behind into the right wing corner. Tyler Bertuzzi battling with an unidentified Senator. And that's going to be Sanderson, who pokes it around the boards and down ice into the Hawk end. Louis Crevier back to get it. The teams make changes. Crevier snaps a pass up the left wing for Teravainen. He sends it back deep into the Hawk zone. Kaiser jostled by Stützle, but fends off that check and moves the puck ahead to Crevier between the circles to Teravainen along the left boards. He put it over to Kaiser, who whips a pass to center ice off Dickinson's stick. Senators get it back and enter the Hawk zone. Nick Cousins at the left point. Sent the puck down behind the net. Drake Batherson there to Cousins, high slot to Jensen, top of the right circle. Fires the puck off the end boards. Batherson claims it in behind the net to Stützle along the right sideboards. Now back to Batherson, back of the net. He'll carry it around to the right circle, drop it off. Jensen in the right corner, set it in front, and looked like Cousins waved at it but missed. Puck is now spun by Colton Dock down ice into the Ottawa zone. Colton Dock caught a high stick, and no penalty is called. Icing will be the call, however, against the Hawks.
Well, it's a good thing Nick Cousins did whiff at that puck. I know it was a pass that was about 12 inches off the ice, but he was wide open and alone in front of the net. So Blackhawks have been playing very good in their own zone. That was just a minor breakdown. Cousins all alone, and they dodged a bullet.
Here's Dylan Cousins, who was taken with the 7th overall pick in the 2019 draft by Buffalo. Traded last season by the Sabres. Hawks get the draw. Ridley Gregg in the far corner. Spun it back in behind the net to the near corner, taken away by Kaiser. Passing up the left wing, it's center ice now to Dock, and he'll send the puck down to the left wing corner, Senator zone. Sanderson loops in to take it behind the Ottawa net, then he'll pass it up the right side to center ice to Cousins. Dylan Cousins dumping it down the board, slowly in behind the net. Brian Green there for the Hawks. To Andre Burakovsky, the proud papa, far circle, Hawk zone. Snaps a pass ahead to Bedard. He's into the Ottawa zone along the left boards. Sends the puck tumbling behind the net. Burakovsky to the right corner. To Bedard, right circle. Looked like he was tripped, and he was. And a slashing call will be made. Not a trip, but a slash will be called here. And we'll tell you about it after we take this break. 2-0 Hawks, 2:23 left in period number 1. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
After the end of a good fight, you deserve an ice-cold reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because you know, the bigger the fight, the better the reward. You put in the hours, the energy, the tough labor. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Getting health insurance that fits your budget isn't easy.
At Get Covered Illinois, we are here to help.
We are the state's official health insurance marketplace.
A place where health insurers compete for your business. A website where you can compare multiple health plans and pricing in one place.
And where you can connect to financial help and free in-person assistance.
Because you deserve insurance. GetCoveredIllinois.gov. We're here to help.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name. And the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
If it happens in Chicago, we know about it. The Lisa Dent Show. Weekdays 2 to 6. Now back to the game.
The Blackhawks did kill off the Sam Rinzel penalty, and as a consequence, they're back to full strength. Sponsored by Northwestern Medicine Orthopedics, on a relentless pursuit of better medicine. Hawks are now on the Citco Power Play. Score savings on every fill-up with Club Citco. Download the app now to start saving. Face-off circle to the left of Omar. Nazar against Gregg, and the drop of the puck, the Hawks get it. Rinzel at the line to Burakovsky, left point. Snaps the puck down to Bertuzzi, back in the net to Nazar, bottom of the left wing circle. Now to Burakovsky along the right side, boards into the corner, over to Bedard, right circle, shoots, he scored! No doubt about that one. Connor Bedard, who scored his first National Hockey League goal against Ullmark in his rookie season. He rips this one past him on the power play, and it's 3-0 Hawks.
Well, with that goal, it's time to break out the Bandito. Celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito, Yankee Tequila, and the Ottawa Senators penalty kill, very aggressive, and the Blackhawks make them pay. And as Charlie Roumeliotis talked about in the pregame, a little different look to the power play. Connor Bedard setting up on that right side, and boy, that suits him just fine. He gets that pass across his body, might have gone off a skate, but right onto his stick. Boy, there wasn't a lot of room upstairs. He beat Linus Ullmark, short side, just over the shoulder, and it was a well-placed shot, and the Blackhawks with a 3-0 lead.
So for Connor Bedard, that's his fourth goal overall on the season, second on the power play from Burakovsky. 3-0 is the score as we carry on. Colton Dock down the right wing side into the Ottawa zone. One hands the puck down behind the net for Jason Dickinson. He was knocked off the puck, and the Senators are back up ice, led by Nick Cousins into the Hawk zone along the right side boards. He'll stop and put the puck back to Batherson, right point to Stützle along the goal line to side the net. Tried to deke it in behind, but then he lost the puck off of a poke check from Vlasic. Batherson along the right side board sends the puck down behind the net where Crevier collides with Nick Cousins. Rocks him right off the puck. Crevier will hand it through to Vlasic. Now to Dickinson between the circles. Here's Dickinson moving to center ice in front of the benches. At the end of his shift, he'll backhand the puck off the inboards, Ottawa zone. And now Donato races in to get it, put it out to the line. Grzelcyk with a drive and a glove save made by Ullmark. Ullmark will hold on in the Ottawa crease and add an assist to Frank Nazar in the power play goal. So far, Steve, the Hawks are getting it done.
Yeah, they are. I love the way they're playing inside their own blue line. A lot of support for each other. If there's any breakdowns, there's that second layer just to help out. And when you look at the shots on net now, Blackhawks they've only been credited with 6. They've got 3 goals. So,
right.
Linus Ullmark came into the game with an .870 save percentage, which isn't very good. That's going to go down after this period. Blackhawks would do well just to keep getting pucks, firing pucks his way.
Well, the draw's to his right. Hawks get it. Here's Grzelcyk firing from a left point. And a pad save made by Ullmark. Amadio breaking back the other way up the left wing to center ice. Will dump the puck down the boards behind the Hawk net. Knight plays it to the near corner to Grzelcyk, who shot the puck ahead to center ice. We're under a minute to play in period number 1. Hawks 3, Senators no score. Back at the Ottawa blue line now. Amadio to the puck. To Shabbat. He'll step ahead up the left wing. Fires it off of Artyom Levshunov at the Hawk blue line. Bertuzzi grabs the loose puck near the end of his shift, and he dumps it off the right side boards and down behind the Senator net. Shabbat then plays it over to Nick Jensen. He shot it ahead off the linesman sitting atop the Hawks bench, and the puck comes back into play. They blow the plate, and they'll face it off just outside the Hawk blue line. Not bad.
Yeah, I'll go back to the way they're playing inside their own blue line. Even the breakouts, there's always a support player there, and that's what you want. Your A option isn't always available. You have to look at B and C too, and right now, Blackhawks with numerous options breaking out of their own zone. They've spent very little time inside their own blue line.
Nazar and Eller face off just outside the Hawk line. Senators get control. Zub will dump it down behind the Hawk net off the inboards. Nazar with a clever pass in front of the net to Kaiser. 10 seconds in the period. Kaiser sends it to Donato over the Senator line. High slot now to Murphy. Over to Teravainen, a one-timer. Then a big save made. Here's Nazar behind the net, feeds it out. Teravainen right circle, could not control the puck. It's poke checked away there by Eller, and the horn sounds. And this crowd here at the United Center standing as one and applauding this effort by this young Chicago Blackhawk team. 3-0, the Hawks lead the Ottawa Senators after 20. They've outshot the Senators so far 8-7.
And what a breakout just to end the period. Put an exclamation point on it. All 5 guys touching the puck. As you mentioned, a deft little pass up the middle. But then again, that's the support. That's the support we're seeing all over the ice for the teammates of the Blackhawks. And they get it down. Real good look by Frank Nazar just to close out the period. And unfortunately just put it off the side of the net. But that's just a great passing play from 200 feet away, all the way down the other end.
Well, Steve, the thought that comes to my mind right now with the team having a 3-0 lead on the Senators, we talked really almost ad nauseum in the open about how this Senator team's got a lot of speed. They're young. They're going to come at you. And I haven't seen that much of it so far. I mean, the score notwithstanding, I haven't really seen that from Ottawa, but I have a feeling we could see deja vu here tonight, kind of like what we saw the other night with L.A. Not a great first period, but a very good second period. They'll have to be ready.
Well, they got to be ready, but I think they are. They're doing a much better job protecting their blue line. They're not allowing easy entries, and then when they do get it in their zone, boy, the breakouts have been flawless. They have been near perfect, and like I said, spending very little time in their own zone. There's support around the puck almost everywhere, and as a result, it's been a pretty easy period inside their own blue line tonight.
They only had 1 penalty to kill. They did not have the services of Ilya Mikheyev, but they killed it effectively.
They did. They did a real good job. Whenever you can clear the puck 2, 3, maybe 4 times in a penalty kill, it's going to take care of a minute, maybe a minute and a half. So they got some good clears, big clears. They got some big blocks, too. A couple of nice blocks out there. So, yeah, penalty killing, A-okay.
All right. Let's go downstairs and join our guests, folks. We are honored to have the captain of the Chicago Blackhawks as our intermission guest, Nick Foligno. And, Nick, congratulations. Let me be the first to congratulate you on your 600th point. When you think that you came into the NHL with this Ottawa Senator team that you're playing and you've gotten to this point in your career, what thoughts might you have?
I'm just old. That's all. No, I'm honored. Obviously, it's a franchise that took a chance on me and gave me a chance to live out my dreams. So I'm forever thankful to Ottawa, and always have great memories there. And nice to get that milestone. But I'm more excited about the way we played that first period.
Yeah, that was an excellent first period, Nick. And I look at that fourth line, and it's not really a fourth line, but we'll call it the fourth line.
Thank you.
Yeah, you go out and Colton Dach gets the goal. You guys create havoc, and great points for the goal. But then the next goal, you guys set that up, actually. You created havoc again. You created some turnovers. What's the MO of your line?
Well, I think we know who we are, right? We understand our identity as big bodies that can hold on to pucks. And like you said, I mean, I think we're, especially this day and age, gone are the days of the fourth line that doesn't play much. You need a fourth line to be impactful, and we feel like we can be impactful in the offensive zone when we get in there and use our strengths to hold on to pucks, to wear down their team. And, you know, it worked for us tonight. We got to continue to do that, and I think we enjoy that part of the game.
Well, Nick, I have a feeling you might address your teammates here as soon as you are freed from us. Is part of that address to your teammates, is part of that message going to be, let's not have a repeat of the other night with we've got up on the LA Kings. They came back with a great second period.
Absolutely. I think it's always, you know, a way as you grow as a team to continue to learn, and that's an area we have to improve in, right, is understanding how to hold on to leads and how to play with them and make sure you stay locked in. So, you know, that's the message. Not even from me, from the guys already. As I stepped in the locker room, everybody was saying it. So you can tell how bad we want to win here.
Nick, the puck support, especially in your own zone, it looks like it's been fantastic. The breakouts have been relatively easy. Just talk about the new system that Jeff Blashill has brought in and how you guys transport the puck out of your own zone.
Yeah, I think it's made us predictable, right? And I think when you are, it just looks so much cleaner and prettier, and our D understand that we're going to be there and vice versa. We know that we're going to get pucks in good positions to make plays. So it's a big credit to the coaching staff to kind of set this up for us, and you know, it makes us look good in return.
Well, Nick, thank you for this interview here during the intermission. Keep up the exemplary work as captain of the Chicago Blackhawks, and go get him in the second period.
Thanks, guys, and I'm prayers up to Troy too. Continue to think about him. So thanks for having me on.
Thank you for that.
Nick.
Thanks, boys.
Thank you. All right. What a class act. Nick Foligno. How fortunate are the Blackhawks to have a guy like Nick Foligno as their captain?
You know what? He's all about culture, and he is the culture of the Blackhawks, and that's why they're in very good hands.
Absolutely. All right. Well, 3-0 Hawks after 20 minutes. Charlie Romeliotis, speaking of being in good hands, we're in good hands up here. Charlie is going to handle your intermission. Charlie's giving it the wave. Nah, Charlie, you're the best. Come on. He's going to handle the intermission segment, and then second period action will follow along. We'll see what we see in period number 2. Hawks up 3-0 after 1. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Chicago hockey fans love a good power play. And when it comes to selling your house, you want a team you can trust.
That's why Jeff Buys Your House is your winning play. No repairs, no commissions, and you pick the closing date.
That's like skating on a clean sheet of ice, fast and smooth.
We're a local, veteran-owned company that's been helping Chicagoland homeowners since 2007.
Make the smart move and go for the win. Visit jeffbuysyourhouse.com for your no-obligation offer today.
Hey, Jeremy Roenick here. I've seen a lot of stat sheets in my career, but when it comes to beer, these numbers jump off the page. Flight by Yuengling, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and brewed with crisp, refreshing flavor. That's not just light beer, it's light beer with game, and it's brewed by the oldest brewery in America. Bottom line, if you care about performance and taste, Flight by Yuengling brings both. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. DT Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
As a mother, I'd do anything to protect my children. But when I found out at 19 weeks pregnant that my blood was attacking my baby, I felt helpless. I'm Ellen. My team at Northwestern Memorial Hospital said my daughter's only chance at survival was a rare in utero blood transfusion. Not just once, but 5 separate times.
Top ranked in Illinois for obstetrics and gynecology by U.S. News & World Report, the team at Northwestern Medicine Maternal Fetal Medicine Clinic treats high-risk patients across Chicagoland. And they're one of the few in the state with the expertise to take on complex pregnancies like Ellen's. Over 3 months, Ellen's team collaborated closely to ensure she and her baby had a compatible blood type so she could deliver safely.
I can't imagine my world without my baby girl in it. And thanks to my team, I don't have to.
Northwestern Medicine is committed to providing world-class care across Chicagoland because what makes us better makes you better. Learn more at nm.org/better.
Permaseal, the leader in basement waterproofing, also offers foundation repair, concrete restoration, and attic insulation. Call 800-421-SEAL or visit permaseal.net.
Time for a break. It's intermission time. That's a wrap. Here's Charlie Romeliotis with your intermission update.
Oh, baby, what a first period here at the United Center. The Blackhawks are up 3-0 on the Ottawa Senators. So one of the best first periods the Blackhawks have played all season long. And nice that they took advantage of Ottawa playing the second of a back-to-back. We know what's happened in the last few games against Vancouver and LA. Hawks put together a really good third period. We'll talk about the second period and the third period after this, but man, this was a really good first period for the Blackhawks. Time now for the current odds according to Circa Sports Illinois. Let's actually go to what the odds were to score the first goal of the game tonight. It was the Blackhawks at plus 101, and it's the 8th time in 10 games this season the Blackhawks have scored the first goal. They are 4-2-1 in the previous 7 games. So if they hold on to this 3-0 lead and pick up a victory, they'll improve to 5-2-1 when scoring the first goal. So that is a very nice trend for Chicago. Let's get to a very full slate in the NHL. All 32 teams are in action for the Frozen Frenzy that is happening today. We start in Philadelphia, where the Flyers took down the Pittsburgh Penguins 3-2 in a shootout. The Toronto Maple Leafs defeated the Calgary Flames 4-3. The Vegas Golden Knights knocked off the Carolina Hurricanes 6-3. Jack Eichel scored twice for Vegas, and Pavel Dorofeev also scored 2 goals for the Golden Knights. And then the Columbus Blue Jackets defeated the Buffalo Sabres 4-3 in overtime. It was Miles Wood scoring the overtime winner. Let's rip through some of the current scores right now. The Ducks and Florida Panthers are in overtime right now, tied 2-2. The Bruins are up 4-2 on the Islanders late in the third period. In the second intermission over in Nashville, the Tampa Bay Lightning lead the Predators 2-0. The Winnipeg Jets and Minnesota Wild are knotted up at 2-2 late in the second. The Red Wings are up 2-1 in St. Louis midway through the second. The Capitals and Stars are scoreless through 1 over in Dallas. The New Jersey Devils are down 2-0 to the Colorado Avalanche in the first period. And the Utah Mammoth and Edmonton Oilers, the puck has just dropped in that game in Edmonton. 3 late games tonight. The Rangers are in Vancouver to take on the Canucks, the Canadiens in Seattle to take on the Kraken, and the LA Kings in San Jose to take on the Sharks. Elsewhere in sports, it's the World Series. Who stayed up for the game last night? I made it to 16 innings, and then I fell asleep. It ended in 18 innings. Game 4 right now, the Blue Jays are up 2-1 on the Dodgers in the 5th inning. Meanwhile, here at the UC, Hawks are up 3-0 on the Ottawa Senators. We'll take a quick break, then break down the first 20 minutes of action. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
It's Connor Bedard. Listen to John Williams weekday mornings at 10 on WGN Radio.
Hey, Chicago Blackhawks fans! I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, a win isn't a win without the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Across Chicago, too many hockey fans struggle to afford the basic necessities. That's why the Salvation Army is assisting those in need all season long. Salvation Army locations across the region are reporting unprecedented demand in communities they've served for decades. Economic hardship and limited access to public assistance have driven more people to their doors in search of emergency support. At the Salvation Army, it's their goal to make sure our neighbors are cared for every day. Go to salarmychicago.org and make a difference tonight. Hey, hockey fans, when you hear Ottawa over and over in tonight's broadcast, I want you to think of Ottawa, Illinois, the fun, friendly, charming destination just a short drive from Chicago, with small-town coffee shops, award-winning locally brewed beer, all kinds of excellent casual and fine dining. This is the perfect place for a long weekend. Let's score some goals tonight, beat Ottawa, and then beat it to Ottawa, Illinois. Log on to visitottawail.com. Brought to you by Ottawa and the Illinois Office of Tourism.
There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Hyundai's award-winning lineup of cars, SUVs, hybrids, and electric vehicles put your safety first with available class-exclusive features like digital key and remote smart parking assist, plus America's best warranty. See your local Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealer or visit HyundaiUSA.com today. What a first period by the Blackhawks. Put up a 3-spot against the Ottawa Senators. Ottawa's coming off a 3-game winning streak, and they've scored 7 goals in back-to-back games. So you don't want to take your foot off the gas pedal if you're the Blackhawks. especially not wanting to put Ottawa on the power play. Ottawa scored 4 power play goals yesterday against Boston, and they lead the league with 13. So they're capable of putting up a big number here. So if you're the Blackhawks, make sure that you get the 4th one and not try to sit back and play a prevent type defense in the final 40 minutes. How about the first period for Louis Crevier? Adds a goal and an assist, and he's a +2 rating. That's his 2nd goal of the season. Man, he's been solid for the Blackhawks ever since the Hawks went to the 11-7. It felt like it was more to shelter some of Artem Levshinov's minutes defensively, but I think it was also to give Louis Crevier some more ice time and some defensive responsibility. But for him to contribute on the score sheet is a bonus, because that's not really a strength of his game. But a really nice first period there. And also got to shout out Tyler Bertuzzi on 2 of the 3 Blackhawks goals. He provided a net front presence role. On the Louis Crevier goal, I don't think that goes in unless Bertuzzi's not standing in front of the net. And then even on the Bedard goal, Bertuzzi was there blocking the eyes of Linus Ullmark. And I think the Hawks really missed his presence on the power play in the last game against LA, where he wasn't available because of an injury. The Hawks went 0 for 5 on the power play. They didn't generate a single scoring chance in the first 3 of those power plays, and I wonder how much they would have benefited from having a guy like Bertuzzi just blocking the eyes of the goaltender. So great to have him back in the lineup, and I thought he was really noticeable in that first period as well. We got one more break to get to, and then we'll set up the second period after this. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
When you're betting and find yourself constantly thinking about gambling and you're losing more money than you have, are you really winning? If you're spending too much time with the slots, or you can't stop betting on sports and you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, maybe lying, and probably losing more money than you can afford to lose, you're not alone, and you can get help. It's available 24/7 and it's confidential. When your betting has gotten out of hand, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.areyoureallywinning.com. Sponsored by the Illinois Department of Human Services.
Can't find the right words? Rogers & Hollins has you covered. Since 1910, Rogers & Hollins has been Chicagoland's trusted name for fine jewelry and quality watches. From engagement rings to the perfect gift or something to elevate your look, generations have relied on Rogers & Hollins for unmatched quality and personal service. Experience the Rogers & Hollins difference. Visit fornowandforever.com or store near you. Rogers & Hollins, for now and forever.
Rogers and Hollins, for now and forever.
When you shop for a new Chevy at Bob Josh Chevrolet, you'll be more than happy. You'll be Josified. That's the feeling you get when you enjoy outstanding savings from Bob Josh Chevrolet in Elbert. Right now, save on a 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 with 2.9% APR financing for 72 months. Bob Josh Chevrolet in Elbert next to Reams Meat Market. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Plus tax title license not key to qualified buyers with approved credit based on $15.15 for $1,000 finance. See dealer for details. Expires 11/3/25.
Searching for a financial partner that truly has your best interest at heart? Join KCT Credit Union, where they're more than just a bank. They're a not-for-profit financial cooperative. KCT members are owners, meaning profits go back to you in the form of lower loan rates, higher savings rates, and fewer fees. Experience personalized service that puts you first. KCT Credit Union, now a division of Consumers Credit Union. Visit kctcu.org. Federally insured by the NCUA.
The professionals at Plumbers 911 Chicago are ready to answer your call. They'll get your plumbing job done right the first time. Their phones are open 24/7, 1-833-PLUM-911. Up next, the second period. Here's Charlie Roumeliotis with your recap.
We're back here at the United Center. As you can hear the horn, Blackhawks and Senators are on the ice now for the start of the second period. 3 goals for the Blackhawks in that first. Colton Dach got Chicago started with his first of the season. Connor Bedard scored on the power play for his 4th. And Louis Crevier also added one. It was his 2nd of the season.
Put it to the left circle. Dickinson fires. Oh, and then Shabbat just got a piece of that. Then a shot for the right boards. They score! I don't know if this is going to be Louis Crevier's goal or Tyler Bertuzzi's. But it was Bertuzzi's net front presence that caused the disruption for Ullmark. And the puck beat him cleanly. It's going to be Louis Crevier's goal, and it's 2-0 Hawks.
Yes, it was Louis Crevier's second goal of the season. He also added a primary assist on Colton Dock's first goal, so a big first period there by Louis Crevier. What's on Deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. As I send it back over to John and Steve, just more of the same in that second period.
Go ahead, Steve. You go ahead.
Well, I think simple is better, and I think that's where they got into problems against LA. They tried to be a little too fancy, a little too cute. Hey, you got a 3-0 lead. Make them make mistakes. You don't have to open anything up, so just play it safe.
I can't add anything to what Steve just said, Charlie, and I will tell you, I was one of those people that stayed up and watched the whole baseball game. I saw the walk-off home run. The Jays had runners at second and third with one out, and they could have won it. They just couldn't get that one run home.
Freddie Freeman almost ended it a couple innings prior.
He came
so close to the warning track, and after that happened, I went to bed. I was like, I need to go to morning skate tomorrow. I'm turning it off.
Well, I went to morning skate as well, and I think my rose-colored glasses kind of belied my my watching, let's say, of the game last night, and gave things away. But oh well, it was worth it. I watched 16 innings. I thought, what the heck? I may as well watch the rest. Penalty coming up here to the Hawks, and now at the Hawk line, Colton Dock poke checks the puck and goes down ice into the empty net. And now they're washing this goal out because it hit Colton Dock's stick, I believe. We're going to need to get an explanation from this officiating staff. A penalty had been called. It was a delayed penalty. Linus Ullmark had headed to the Ottawa bench, vacating the Ottawa net. And at the Blackhawk blue line, Colton Dock looked like he got a stick on an attempted shot, and it went down into the empty net.
Here's the
call. 2 announcements. The goal on the ice is no goal due to the Chicago's actions for calling the puck into the goal. Chicago, number 6, 2 minutes for a trip.
Now, I'm going to contest this ruling here, Steve, because Colton Dock just swung his stick. He never had possession of that puck.
Yeah. Well, possession would when there's a delayed penalty, possession, that's when you get the whistle. But you cannot score a goal even if the goaltender's been pulled. It hits your stick and goes down. They're not going to blow the whistle because that's not possession. But it can't go in off of your stick into the empty net and be deemed a goal. So I didn't do a great job of explaining it, but I think the referee actually did on the ice. It did go off of a Blackhawk stick. Now, had the player just thrown it himself down the ice, the Ottawa player, sure, it would have been a goal. But it went off of a opposition stick. You're not going to blow the whistle because that doesn't deem possession, but you can't score a goal that way with your goalie pulled.
Well, for the second time this evening, Sam Renzel is in the penalty box, and the Ottawa Senators are back on the power play. And behind the net, Ridley Gregg let the puck go free to the near corner. Stützle was hit by Murphy, but spun it behind the net around to the right point. Dylan Cousins along the right sideboards now, battling against Teuvo Teravainen. Then Batherson in to take it right corner. Passing up the slot, Sanderson. Now to Batherson, back to Sanderson at the line. Long wrist shot goes wide. Batherson got the rebound behind the net. Put it out to the top of the right circle for Dylan Cousins, who got a shot away, but that deflected out of harm's way. Gregg in the right wing corner to Batherson, back of the net. Put the puck into the near corner Hawk zone. Stützle and Dickinson battled there. And then Vlasic came out with a puck, hands it ahead to Teuvo Teravainen, and he'll backhand it off the right side glass and down, and the Hawks will change up their penalty killer.
That's a real smart play by Alex Vlasic, killing a penalty. Sometimes it's dangerous to pass it in the middle of the ice when you're shorthanded. Perfect pass to Teravainen. Easy clear.
David Perron put it over right circle Hawk zone, and a shot from close range. That's off the stick of Lars Eller, turned out of there by Spencer Knight. David Perron now leaving the puck at the right point. Claude Giroux. To Thomas Chabot, high slot, firing a shot, and a blocker save made by Spencer Knight. Shane Pinto on the left wing corner, carrying behind the Hawk net, put the puck over to the far side. Nick Foligno poke checks it away, but right to the right point. Chabot to Perron, top of the left circle, hands it into the slot, and Pinto fires, and that goes high and wide. Pinto with the puck behind the net, put it out to the near point, stripped away by Nazar, but then Perron swats it free. Pinto now Perron left circle. Here's Perron holding, put it down in behind the net. Eller there, back to Perron, left circle. Back to Eller, back of the net. Now to Giroux along the right boards, to Eller along the goal line side of the net, put it out up the front of the slot, and that's poke checked down ice by Louis Crevier. 2 seconds. The Hawks have successfully killed off another power play of the Ottawa Senators. They're back to full strength.
Well, that is a great stick from the 6'8" defenseman. The redirection.
Now, Hawks are back to full strength. We'll tell you about it momentarily. Grzelcyk flipping the puck down ice into the Ottawa zone. Sanderson clears to center ice. But the Sens get it back in their end. Zub with a lead pass into the Hawk zone. Deflects into the left wing corner. Levshunov waves it behind the net. And now here's Connor Bedard carrying to center ice. He's in over the Ottawa line. Toe dragging a shot. He scores! The second of the night. Connor Bedard steps it just past Ullmark on the far side of the net. And the Hawks now have a 4-0 lead. 2 goals on the night for Connor Bedard.
Well, with that goal, it's time to break out the Banditos. Celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito Yankee Tequila. And Connor Bedard does it, well, just about as well as anyone in the NHL. Skates to traffic, uses the defenseman as a screen, and that was Zub. And he pulled it in and snapped it. Just a great snapshot. And you have to wonder whether or not Travis Green is deciding to switch netminders.
Yeah. He's got the Senators all at the Ottawa bench.
Unless he's challenging, this could be a challenge, and I don't know what it would be for unless it's a offside, but it certainly didn't look like anyone was offside. Looks like make that the netminder. Linus Ullmark will stay between the pipes, and they will play on.
So Bedard's goal at 2:58 of period number 2 makes it 4-0 in favor of the Blackhawks. And we'll keep an eye on Ullmark. I told Steve during the open, our part of the broadcast, that Ullmark had a complete day off. Was given that by the coaching staff to keep him fresh and prepared for this game. And so far, he's allowed 4 goals on 9 shots. That's not going to sit well with anybody from the Ottawa organization.
No, not at all. Especially after the season he had last year.
Yeah.
You know, he's a big part of them making the playoffs, and maybe a bit of a screen from Zub there on the shot, but that's one he's got to track.
Now Montempallo back inside the Ottawa zone. Bats a pass up their right wing side into the Hawk end. The Hawks get possession. Renzel, the lead pass for Dickinson at center ice. Deflects it down the right side boards in behind the Ottawa net. And the far corner now, the puck taken back by the Senators. Montempallo got it ahead. Giroux, he's over the Hawk line down the right wing side. This is Amadio, caught now by Crevier and bear hugged into the boards. Puck comes free, and Vlasic will spin it down to the Ottawa blue line. Shabbat there for Ottawa. Send it back down the boards and behind the Hawk net. Vlasic was checked into the end glass there by Perron. It looked like Perron slew-footed Vlasic. No penalty is called. Ridley Gregg behind the net now. Carries out to the right wing half boards. Turns and fires, and butterfly save made by Knight. Puck held in at the line by Jensen. Now down to the left wing corner, Perron. Down to the slot. There's Shabbat with a drive and a kick save made by Spencer Knight. Loose puck along the left side boards. Donato absorbs a check from Perron, and then Vlasic put Perron into the boards and down to the ice with a shoulder check. Perron back on his feet with a puck behind the net. Jams it in front, swatted away. Perron got it back in the right wing circle. He'll leave it down the boards. Crevier put his big body into Ridley Gregg, compressing him off the puck. Donato will stroke it through the air and down into the Ottawa zone. This is going to be icing against the Hawks. So wise play by Donato. Vlasic is not too thrilled with something that Ridley Gregg has either said or done. Gave him a little shove on the way to the Ottawa bench. Face-off will stay in the Hawks zone. The Hawks are a little bit tired right now.
Yeah, really the only time that Ottawa's had any pressure in this entire hockey game. And they take the icing, and as you mentioned, some tired bodies out there. You know, I just watched that Connor Bedard goal again. It did go off of Zub's shin pad, so we're not going to hang that one on Ullmark. Nothing he could do off of a redirection, but just a smart play by the nifty young centerman.
Stusla wins the draw. Sanderson to the left point. To Batherson. To Sanderson deep slot. Hammers a shot off the end boards. They score. It ricochets off of Nick Cousins, I believe. He was in a battle next to the net. And this ricocheted into the Hawk net. Get a quick look at the replay. Cousins was embroiled in a battle with Vlasic. And actually, I'm going to take that back because the puck hit the inboards and then hit the back of Spencer Knight's pad. Let's see.
Yeah, I think you're right. Cousins was there, but he never got his stick on it. That shot, I believe it was Sanderson, right off the end boards, right off the back of Knight's catching glove, and it goes in. And you kind of pointed it out, John. There was some tired bodies out there for the Blackhawks. And, sometimes when you're tired, you don't maybe box out, you lose a draw, and that's a fortunate bounce for Ottawa, but that's a big goal for them.
Certainly is. For Jake Sanderson, that's going to be his second on the season. We'll pick up the assists when they're available. So it gives Ottawa a little bit of life. They trail 4-1 with 14:54 left in period number 2. Stützle with a puck behind the Hawk net. Turns it over in front. There's Teuvo Teravainen to pull out the 60-degree wedge and lift the puck out over the center ice circle. Grabbed by Nazar. He's in over the Ottawa line. To Teravainen left corner. Centering the puck. It's into the skates of Sanderson, who kicks the puck free to Cousins. And Cousins will clear the Hawk blue line. Connor Murphy there. Shot it ahead now for Nazar. He deflects the puck into the Ottawa zone. Artem Zub to the puck. And get it out the center ice. Here's Sanderson dumping it down the left side glass in behind the Hawk net. And Knight guides it into the far corner. And then Murphy put a body on one of the Senators to keep him at bay and clear the puck ahead. Tuesday put it out the center ice. Shabbat will fire it back down the boards behind the net. Murphy there to swat it around, not out. Ollie Licksell along the near boards in the corner. Licksell, left wing corner. Bats it back to the left point to Shabbat. Snaps a shot, and that hit Zetterlund, his teammate, and Zetterlund goes down in a heap, and the puck ricochets to center ice. Jensen drives it back down the glass into the Hawk zone, up the near side, and eludes Nazar. Ollie Licksell with the puck, bottom of the left circle, put it out in front, and it's shot just wide. Follow-up shot by Shabbat, and that was blocked by Nazar, who hit one knee. Hawks having trouble clearing the zone again. Here's Eller to Shabbat, top of the left circle, shoots, Knight down with a butterfly save. Zetterlund fed it across the crease. It's swatted out of there. Nazar's got the puck. Head to center ice now to Burakovsky. Back to Frank Nazar at the end of a tiring shift. He'll sweep the puck down the boards and in behind the Ottawa net and get off on a change.
Well, the Blackhawks just have to settle things down in their own zone. So easy for them to break out in period number 1. Period number 2 has been a little different story.
Well, Spencer Knight out of his net to play the puck around. Taken back by Amadio back of the net. To Sanderson left point. Firing a shot. Blocked in between the circles. Pinto fires. That goes wide. Zub with the puck at the right point. We'll send it down to Amadio back of the net. Amadio out beside the net. A toe drag and a shot. He scores. He sent it over Knight's shoulder into the top shelf. And the Senators have climbed back to within a pair of goals of the Hawks, trailing 4-2 with plenty of time on the clock. 12:51 left in period 2.
Well, that's unfortunate because the Blackhawks did have control of the puck. They tried to just throw it around the boards. And as a result, it got kept in. And maybe a little bit of a breakdown between Levshunov and Wyatt Kaiser on the back end. And I almost feel like Levshunov's got to be the man going to the puck, even though it's behind the net. That's got to be your guy. He tried to go to the far post. Amadio took advantage of that. That's a great play. You walk out in front of the net. Wyatt Kaiser lost his check, and Amadio makes them pay.
For Amadio, that's his second goal on the season. The goal at 7:09 of period number 2. So 4-2 the score. Faceoff will now come back into the Ottawa zone. This will be in the circle to Olmark's right. On the Sanderson goal, the assists go to Batherson and Stützle. And that's a combination that people will be hearing a lot about often, I think, as the years go by.
Yeah.
Good young team.
Well, you look at that draft. Stützle went, what was it, 3rd overall, I believe, in the 2020 draft. And then, Tyler Clevin, Ridley Gregg, Jake Sanderson, and Levi Marilainen all went in that same draft. So 5 guys playing tonight, although Marilainen's backing up. 5 guys from that 2020 draft on this team.
Sam Lafferty battling with David Perron in the far corner in the Ottawa zone. Artem Zub grabs the puck away from everybody. Put it behind the net to Sanderson. He'll clear to center ice and then get the puck back at the Ottawa blue line. Swings it over to Zub. Hit by Nick Foligno front of the benches, but dumps the puck down the boards to the corner, Hawk end. Vlasic with a sweeping pass on the right wing to Renzel. Shot it to
little bit of a message. And right now, the Blackhawks just fly. They look like a different team in the second period. And, you know,
absolutely do.
That's one thing that happens with young teams is their confidence level. And they've got a 4-0 lead. You know, they take an icing, and maybe that's a mistake, and they get scored on. And all of a sudden, everyone's afraid to make a mistake. And, you know, instead of playing on your toes, they're playing on their heels. And you know, Wyatt Kaiser jumps up the ice, tries to get to a loose puck. Probably shouldn't have. And Stützle makes him pay. He goes down, and that's an excellent shot. I mean, perfectly placed right over the shoulder of Spencer Knight. But we've got a brand-new hockey game here, and we're only about 8.5 minutes into the second period.
So Stützle with his 5th on the season. Right now they've got it unassisted. They may add an assist here before we get too far along. But the goal at 8:31 makes it 4-3 in favor of the Hawks. Things getting very interesting. And I believe we're going to take a TV timeout. Or
Chicago Blackhawks timeout.
There's a timeout. All right.
That's the Blackhawks timeout. Yeah, and good job by Jeff Blashill. And I talked about a young team. You know, he realizes they're reeling right now. They were in total control of this hockey game, up 4-0. You know, they scored early in that second period. Connor Bedard makes it 4-0, and all of a sudden, one mistake, and it's just affected their confidence. And now everyone's kind of afraid to make a mistake, and you can't play hockey like that. You got to be on your toes.
Steve, the Blackhawks did successfully kill off the second Sam Rinzel penalty, and they're back to full strength, sponsored by Northwestern Medicine Orthopedics on a relentless pursuit of better medicine. So things get interesting.
Chicago is challenging the previous play for offside.
Okay. I did not see the offside, Steve. Did you see it?
Well, it was a 2-on-1 with Stützle. What they're hoping is that the guy who was with Stützle on the left side did not stay onside. And tonight's Coaches Challenge are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine, with 8 specialties ranked among the top 10 in the nation by U.S. News, World, and Report. The teams at Northwestern Medicine offer second opinions for the toughest conditions.
I love the choice of music for these. Tell me something good.
That brings you back. What's that, late 70s? Early 70s?
Yeah, I think somewhere in the
mid-70s?
Yeah.
Charlie, look that up for me, will you?
Get right on that, Charlie. Put everything else aside.
But, you know, getting back to confidence, and it's going to happen with a young team. And
I think they got a case here, Steve. It's going to be very, very close.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did not have control of the puck. Now, if you have control of the puck, you can precede the puck. But you're right. Looking at that, it looked like his skates were crossed before he touched the puck.
We had a goal last year, and I can't remember who. It might have been Vancouver, where the puck was played inside the zone, but the player was ahead of the puck and had lifted his stick off of the puck, and that was ruled onside. And I remember Troy was sitting here thinking, I don't know what offside is anymore.
Right. Well, if they deemed he had control of the puck, you can literally skate in backwards across the blue line if you have control of the puck. He was backwards to begin with, but then I don't know if he had control of the puck. It all comes down to the referee, the linesman, deeming whether or not Stützle had control of the puck. And it certainly wasn't on his stick when he crossed the line.
Now we get the ice level look at it, and you could clearly see that the puck was in the zone or over the blue line after the players, after the players' skates had both been inside the zone. There was no straddling going on or anything like that.
Yeah.
And he was skating backwards.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did Jeff Blashill call a timeout? So good job by Jeff Blashill. He wanted to get a second and third look at this, and he wasn't, so he took the timeout. Here's the call.
After video review, the call on the ice is confirmed. We have a good goal.
Yeah, so they're deeming that he had control of the puck, even though it wasn't on his stick.
Chicago has to serve a 2-minute bench minor penalty. Failed Coach's Challenge.
Okay.
Yeah, you heard it.
Adds a little spice here. So another penalty kill for the Hawks. This is a crucial kill right here. If the Senators can tie this score, it's a completely different sheet of ice down there.
And I could see why the coaching staff thought it was offside, because it wasn't really in complete control by Stützle, but the linesman deemed that he had enough control that he could precede the puck. And he did. He skated in backwards before the puck crossed, but they said he had control of it.
Well, Sam Lafferty will serve the minor penalty. And this is the third power play of the game for the Senators. A chance to tie. Stutzla leads the rush into the Hawk zone. Drops it to Ridley Gregg along the left boards. Spins it across to Dylan Cousins near the right point. Down to Stutzla in the corner. Vlasic is able to poke it free to Dickinson, to Teravainen. He makes the smart play and just nudges the puck off the left wing boards and down.
The Blackhawk defensemen have done that a number of times, killing penalties. When they get control of it, they throw it to the middle of the ice. They know one of their wingers is going to be there.
Sanderson at center ice made a casual drop, but Connor Murphy skates over to the puck over the center ice circle and slaps it into the left wing corner in the Ottawa zone. We're down to 1:18 on the Ottawa power play. Batherson at center ice. Sends the puck into the Hawk zone along the left board. Sanderson got it back. Here's Sanderson to the high slot. Shoots. Glove save made by Spencer Knight. And he'll hold on. He had Ridley Gregg crowding his crease.
It's an important save. I think Spencer Knight has had 3 goals on about 6 shots here in the second period, and he needs to calm down himself, and that was a great way to do it. Jake Sanderson can fire the puck as well as anybody, and his defense did a good job blocking out, making sure he could see that shot, and he saw it from about 50 feet out.
Claude Giroux has been tossed off the dot. That's a break for the Hawks. Shane Pinto to face off against Jason Dickinson, circle to Knight's left. Drop of the puck, and it comes out to the line. Captured by Shabbat to Giroux, top of the right circle, floats it behind the net. Here's Shabbat with a drive from the left point now, and that hit Teravainen and ricochets back to center ice, and Tavo is hobbling. He's going to stay out there and gut it out. Giroux into the Hawk zone. Drops it off Pinto. Put it across. Teravainen intercepts and slaps it across the rink and down ice. And now he'll labor to the Hawks bench.
Yeah, good clear by him. All 4 guys, all 4 penalty killers able to change.
36 seconds on the Ottawa power play. Giroux to center ice. Played against the Hawks in the 2010 Cup final. Puck turned over at the line. Nazar, shorthanded breakaway. Over the Senator line, put it over to Foligno, back to Nazar, and shoots, and it's off the end of the glove of Ullmark. Oh.
Remember that save. Should Ottawa come back to win this hockey game, Ullmark hasn't played well tonight. That was outstanding.
Nazar to a loose puck, tries to clear it up the boards and out, cannot. Kept in by Shabbat, left point with 10. Down to Perron in the left wing corner with 6. Perron left circle, put it beside the net to Pinto. Pinto to the left corner. Put it out to the line, Shabbat. Hawks come to full strength. Giroux will pound one from the top of the right circle. That's blocked on the way in. Nazar sticks it off the boards and down. The Hawks are at full strength. Big kill right there. Here's Shabbat along the left boards. Ottawa zone. Passing it ahead into the Hawk end. Batherson looping down the left wing. Stripped to the puck nicely there by Vlasic. Renzel pulls it free. Here's Renzel in the near corner. To Ryan Green. Shot it across the rink, but not out of the zone. Held in with a nice play by Sanderson at the line. To the deep slot for Zub. He shanks a one-timer, and the puck ricochets back to the Ottawa blue line, and Zub is back to get it.
Alex Vlasic has had a real good game defensively, whether it's killing penalties, killed that play right at the blue line. He is just a big man using his stick very, very well.
Sanderson and Nick Cousins just stoops over the Hawk line down the left wing. He tried to deke in front and go to the backhand. And an outstanding defensive play there by Bedard to get just enough of Stutzla's stick so he couldn't get the shot away.
I don't know if he lifted that stick or maybe just slashed at it, but it was a good play. Prevented the shot.
And Burakovsky keeps the puck in the right wing corner in the Ottawa zone with his body. And then Sanderson took it back and put it in behind his net to Gregg. Gregg with a pass up the left wing from Martin Paulo is off his stick. The Hawks take the puck back in their end. Artyom Levshunov along the right side boards. Skating it ahead to center ice. To Bertuzzi, Ottawa line. He stabs the puck into the Senator zone. Sens get it back and clear their end. Here's Dylan Cousins into the Hawk zone. Caught with a good back-checking effort there by Bertuzzi just inside the line. Now Levshunov to Grizzly. Passing to Donato over the Ottawa line on the right wing. He slips the puck down behind the net to the left wing corner. Colton Dock there to Bertuzzi in the left corner. Put it behind the net for Donato. Puck hit the backhand portion of his blade and bounced off. Clevin clearing it ahead up the left wing side, but not out. Good keep in by Crevier along the half board. Sent it over to the far corner. Martin Paulo takes a massive hit from Donato and clears the puck up the boards and all the way down. And icing is the call against Ottawa here.
Yeah, and the Blackhawks will get some fresh bodies out there up front. And you've got 5 relatively tired Ottawa Senators. So an excellent opportunity here to do some damage. Nick Foligno coming out to take the draw.
This will be in the circle to Ullmark's right. And it's going to be Foligno against Lars Eller. It's the Four Seasons Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric face-off for all the right reasons. Call 866-4Seasons. Crevier from the right wing boards firing a shot. Blocked in front. Foligno with a baseball swing in the right circle. That was blocked in front by Clevin. Foligno got up at Crevier. Crevier hammers one from the line. Blocked in front by Tyler Clevin. Clevin with a pass up the left wing to Lixel. And he'll dump the puck to the left wing corner Hawk zone. Eller got to it in front of Foligno. Then in the right wing corner, you got Sam Lafferty all over Zetterlund. And Zetterlund put the puck back to the point. A shot from Jensen deflects wide. Crevier down in front of the Hawk net. I believe his skate is broken. A loose puck now taken away along the near sideboards in the Hawk end by Lafferty. He can't clear. Crevier playing with one skate blade, hobbling around right now. Puck centered in front from the corner by Jensen. Hit another skate and ricochets away. Foligno put it behind the net. Kaiser dangerously walking out in front. Gave the puck on the right wing side to Connor Bedard. And he'll float it ahead to Kaiser. Kaiser at the Hawk blue line. Lifts it through the air into the Ottawa zone. Shabbat gloves the puck and sends it ahead to Giroux, the Ottawa line. He'll drop it back to Jensen, who skates the puck ahead to center ice. Dumps it down the right side boards behind the net. Knight plays it and then lost the puck. And a shot from the right circle by Pinto. Knight recovered from behind the net to in front of the net. Got a pad in front of that. And now the puck sent by Renzel up the near glass and up into the penalty boxes, and a whistle will stop play. Play's a little chaotic right now. The Senators have climbed back in the game, trailing 4-3. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
What do the Blackhawks and United Airlines have in common? The next generation has arrived, and the future looks bright. New planes are joining the United Airlines fleet every week, decked out with Bluetooth connectivity, screens and power at every seat, and bigger overhead bins to fit everyone's carry-on. Book your next trip on the United app or United.com today. United Airlines, proud to be the official airline of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, Electric wants you to avoid breakdowns this winter. Did you know your dirty furnace costs more to operate? It increases your utility bill and leads to more breakdowns? Now's the time. Schedule your Four Seasons tune-up today for only $89.95. The furnace tune-up includes a 30-point inspection, complete cleaning, and is backed by the industry-leading 1-year, no breakdown guarantee. Peace of mind, lower utility bills, just a Four Seasons tune-up away.
For all the right reasons, call it 664 Seasons.
Cooler temps means fall is here, and it's time to get ready for the Blackhawks and the Bulls, live on Chicago Sports Network. Visit subscribe.chsn.com to sign up for your free 7-day trial of their all-access plan, which gives you over 300 live games per year. Catch every basket and every goal from your mobile device, television, or wherever you want to watch. CHSN is your home for the Blackhawks and the Bulls all season long. Chicago Sports Network, your home stream advantage.
This is Chris Chelios, and you're listening to Blackhawks Hockey. Now back to the game.
Thank you, Chelly. The Blackhawks did kill off that penalty just a little while ago. Lafferty serving it. And they came back to full strength, and now sponsored by Northwestern Medicine Orthopedics on a relentless pursuit of better medicine. Tommy Hawk entertaining the crowd with some pre-Halloween stuff. You gonna celebrate Halloween?
I think I'm on the road for Halloween, so no, we'll not be celebrating this year. How about you? The Whiteman family giving out big chocolate bars?
My wife will see to that. I think she got a whole bunch of candy because I guess our street is pretty active. We're going to find that out.
So you're on the road.
Yeah. She'll give me a full report. Here's Shabbat from the high slot Hawk zone. Drops the puck along the left side board. Sanderson back to Shabbat left point. Send it over to the right point. Stutzlo waves the puck into the right wing corner. Batherson put it right circle. And a centering pass in front goes past Stutzla's stick. Then a shot from the left point by Sanderson deflects up into the protective netting.
Boy, the Ottawa Senators have really woken up here. And out shooting the Blackhawks, well, by my count, 7-2 in this period. That's not official, but it just seems like whenever there's a loose puck, they're on it. And they're also always looking for an open guy off to the side of the net. It's not always the original shot. They're not looking at the obvious shot. They're looking for that extra pass and a wide open backdoor play.
So the Hawks, they've got a total of 9 shots, which would indicate that they've only gotten 1 this period.
Oh, 1.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess that was the Bedard goal.
Yeah. That's all they needed, right? 1 shot, 1 goal. Face-off circle to Knight's right. Bertuzzi facing off with Ridley Gregg, and I'm sure they're going to have a little conversation at the dot. Bertuzzi tried to get Gregg to drop the mitts and have a go because of the hit on Renzel. Draw one by the Hawks. Here's Nazar carrying through center. Over the auto line, drop past Bertuzzi, moving down the slot. He fires. That's in and out of the glove of Olmark. Bertuzzi got his own rebound and fires. That's turned out of there. Bertuzzi spins it to the right point. Murphy, he'll back up to the deep slot and fire. And that deflects up into the protective netting and out of play.
Real good shift there led by Tyler Bertuzzi, just kind of bulldogging the puck to the net himself. And nice move to the inside. And Forsberg finally forced to make a couple of saves there, but that's what Bertuzzi brings. You know, he's a hard-charging forward. He likes the middle of the ice. He likes to go to the front of the net. And that's where we've seen him all night long.
Well, here's Pinto to face off for Ottawa against Connor Bedard. And Pinto wins this draw to the corner to Zub. Clears to the line, held in momentarily by Bedard, but then taken out by Cole Giroux. Giroux to center ice, dumps the puck left wing corner, Hawk zone. Kaiser fends it off, moves it up the right side. Left shin off to Burakovsky, Hawk line. Rink wide pass now for Green. He'll stick it down behind the Ottawa net. Olmark out to play it around the glass, and this one catches the netting and ends up out of play. 4:51 left in period number 2. 4-3 in favor of the Hawks. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
It's Chris Cuomo from News Nation. The Blackhawks play here on WGN Radio.
Whether you're on the field or on the ice, the best way to bet is with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips, Circa Sports Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high app limits, low holds, exceptional customer service, and no bet fees, ever. Other books may charge you just to get on the field, but with Circa Sports, every play is yours to call. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, hockey fans, when you hear Ottawa over and over in tonight's broadcast, I want you to think of Ottawa, Illinois, the fun, friendly, charming destination just a short drive from Chicago, with small-town coffee shops, award-winning locally brewed beer, all kinds of excellent casual and fine dining. This is the perfect place for a long weekend. Let's score some goals tonight, beat Ottawa, and then beat it to Ottawa, Illinois. Log on to visitottawail.com. Brought to you by Ottawa and the Illinois Office of Tourism.
Marquette Bank has been helping neighborhoods thrive in Chicago for 80 years. 80 years is a long time. When you bank with Marquette Bank, you matter. After 80 years, we've learned that helping people like you make smarter financial decisions helps our neighborhoods grow and thrive. When you bank with Marquette Bank, good things happen for you and your neighborhood. Marquette Bank. Love where you bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 462926.
Hey, Chris Chelios here. It's time to break out the Bandito. El Bandito Yankee Tequila. So smooth, it's criminal. Break out the Bandito, baby.
Attention Blackhawk fans, don't miss a moment of the action. Be the first to know about breaking news, exclusive ticket offers, and exciting retail drops, all delivered straight to your phone. Sign up today for Blackhawks text alerts. Just text BHawks to 242957.
Along with Steve Conroy and Charlie Romeliotis, I'm John Weideman here for Blackhawks hockey. The Hawks leading the Ottawa Senators 4-3 here at the United Center with 4:45 left in period 2. Kyle Bedard at the Ottawa line at the right point. Spins the puck, and it deflects through the air and over the net. Sanderson clears it up the far boards to center ice, but back to get it, Artyom Levshunov. Head to Burakovsky at center ice. He deflects the puck down the right side boards into the Ottawa zone. Sanderson winds it around to Giroux, who shot it across the rink. Levshunov broke this up momentarily, but it spun back down ice in behind the Hawk net. That by Sanderson. Claude Giroux there. Stripped of the puck by Wyatt Kaiser. Kaiser with some room in the far corner now. We'll stick it back in behind the net. And Levshunov there, chased out. He'll skate up the left side, and boy, he turned the puck over at the line. Senators get it. And then Levshunov was able to double back and bail himself out. Took the puck away from the Sens in the far corner. Spun it behind the net up the near side, Burakovsky. He is dumped down to the ice. Kaiser takes the puck. Shot it across the rink over Bedard's stick. And a fortunate break for the Hawks. This will bank down to the Ottawa blue line. Shabbat with a pass ahead. Batherson into the Hawk zone. Turn the puck over to the Hawks, Ryan Green. Over to Wyatt Kaiser, Hawk blue line. He'll spin it ahead on the left wing side into the Ottawa end. Nazar hustling in to contest Shabbat for the puck. And Shabbat hands it off. Jensen from the near side will stick the puck off the glass and down. Vlasic hit behind the Hawk net, leaves the puck for Teravainen. Passes up the right wing to Crevier, new skate blade and all. Crevier shot the puck over in front of the benches. The Senators get it back. Here's a pass from Shabbat ahead for Stützle. Ends up down beside the Hawk net. Knight put it in behind there to Vlasic. He'll set a pass up the left wing to Teravainen. He goes rink wide with the pass. Crevier there. And he'll stick it ahead down into the Ottawa zone off of Tyler Bertuzzi's stick. Then Bertuzzi knocks down Clevin behind the Ottawa net. As the puck comes free up the near boards to Zetterlund. Clears to center ice, and the Hawks' Matt Grisick will dump it back down the boards in behind the Ottawa net. Hawks are completing a line change now. Here's Clevin with a lead pass. Up the left wing for Eller. Renzel stepped up on him. Eller deflects the puck down behind the Hawk net. Ends up in the far corner. Ollie Licksell there battling with the Hawks' Colton Dock. Dock tried to stab it out of there. Lars Eller on the scene as well. He won a Stanley Cup with Washington in 2018. Now he turns over the puck and Hawks get it. Renzel between the circles. Pulls out the 6-iron, lifts it through the air and down ice into the Ottawa zone to the end boards. Zub kept it away from a couple of Hawks. Put a pass up the right wing side. Zetterlund into the Hawk zone, down the right wing to the corner. Stripped of the puck by Kaiser, who swipes it away, but Zub took the puck back near the right point and snaps it back in behind the Hawk net. Puck rides around to the left wing corner. Gregg and Dickinson battling for it there. They each get their skates on it. Now Dylan Cousins enters the fray. Sam Renzel on top of him. The scrum continues. Finally pushed out of there by Renzel to Donato. Donato tried to clear the puck out. Held in at the left point by Sanderson. He moves it to the right point to Jensen. He'll slap it down behind the net. And a good finish of a check there by Renzel on David Perron. The puck comes free. Renzel skates it up the right side. Not out of the zone. Perron back into the Hawk zone down the right wing side. Perron turning away. Fed the high slot. Nick Jensen to Shabbat closing into the left circle. Shoots, and that hits Spencer Knight in the headgear. And the headgear pops off. A whistle will stop play. Quick break with 1:18 left in the second. 4-3 favor the Hawks. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Comparing health insurance plans is never easy. That's why I work for Get Covered Illinois.
We are the state's official health insurance marketplace.
We have a website to compare multiple plans and prices in one place, and people who can help you for free. Community-based navigators and brokers, certified by the state.
And we have live customer service.
At getcoveredillinois.gov, we're here to help.
In St. Pete Clearwater, you can chill by the crystal clear Gulf.
And stroll downtown St. Pete's galleries and murals.
And hang with the locals at a fishing pier.
And escape to secluded white sand beaches.
Secluded, huh?
Yeah, and they're spectacular.
And then grab a sandwich at the grouper capital of the world.
And maybe a nightcap at a rooftop bar with sunset views.
Okay. In St. Pete Clearwater, you'll find just what you're looking for.
And then some.
Your Florida escape begins at visitspc.com.
With America's best lineup of hybrids from Hyundai, you get the best of both worlds, like the reliable and efficient Tucson Hybrid, backed by America's best warranty. The Hyundai Tucson Hybrid. It's the best of both worlds.
Lease the Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month or get 0% APR on the Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Offers end November 3rd. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
It's Nick Foligno. Catch every single Blackhawks game on 720 WGN Radio.
Blackhawk fans, make sure to join us at the United Center on Saturday, November 15th at 6 p.m. as we take on the Toronto Maple Leafs in our first Centennial Celebration night. And that's not all. The first 8,000 fans will receive an exclusive Tony Esposito bobblehead presented by American Express. Tickets are available now at Blackhawks.com.
Well, you hear me applauding, Steve, while you're reading that drop. Nicholas Hjalmarsson back in the building and being honored here by this partisan Chicago crowd, many of whom had to have seen him be part of those 3 Stanley Cup champion teams and really appreciate what he did to help those teams.
You know, you needed guys like Nicholas Hjalmarsson, yes, Duncan Keith and Brent Seabrook got all the headlines, but boy, it was the grunt work of Nicholas Hjalmarsson, the penalty killing. Underappreciated.
Yeah, underappreciated, underrated, and indispensable, really.
Well put.
Connor Murphy at center ice, dumping the puck down the board slowly and in behind the Ottawa net. We're under a minute to play here, period 2. 4-3 Hawks. In behind the net, Pinto battling with the Hawks, Ryan Green, who pulls the puck free and then was taken back by Pinto. Pinto will now move it out to center ice. He's lost his stick. Hawks could have been assessed a penalty there. And the Senators enter the Hawks zone. Murphy pancakes Stutzla to the ice. Quick pass up ice. Vlasic to Bedard over the Ottawa line. Firing a wrist shot from the right circle. Blocker save made by Olmark. Bedard to Vlasic, left circle. Pumps it in on goal. And Olmark is down with a butterfly save.
Nick Foligno moving himself up to the first line. Burakovsky normally on that right side. Nick Foligno right now on that number 1 line playing the right side. And Connor Bedard found himself in behind a bunch of Ottawa Senators players. He was tied up with a defenseman late getting back, and it was a good thing because he got a partial break. But Olmark all over this shot from 98. That was well placed, too. That was heading inside the left post. And a blocker save from Olmark.
Face off to Olmark's right. Senators get possession. Jensen behind the net. Sticks it around up the right wing side for Dylan Cousins. Cousins moves it to the line no further. Matt Grzelcyk there stepping up. Snaps it over off the right corner boards, Ottawa zone. Nick Jensen grabs the puck and tried to steer it off the glass and out, but this ends up going out of play. Ends up in the penalty timekeeper bench. They'll now face off back in the Ottawa zone once again. Circle to Olmark's left.
16 seconds, plenty of time. The key here is for Frank Nazar to win a draw. And when you get Bertuzzi out there, and chances are he'll head to the front of the net. Maybe even create a little bit of mayhem.
So a quick substitution for the Senators. Sanderson back on there instead of Nick Jensen. Draw circle to Olmark's left. And the Sens get possession. Artem Zub behind the net. Driving it around up the right wing side. Giroux deflects the puck down into the Hawk zone. Renzel shakes a check there from Cousins. Whips the pass up the right side. Teravainen deflects it in behind the Ottawa net. Sanderson's got it to the corner, and that's how the period will end. So the Blackhawks will take a 1-goal lead into the dressing room this time instead of a 3-goal lead that they did after 1 period. After 2 periods, they lead 4-3. The shots on goal favoring Ottawa 16-13. I'd like to see what the chances are in this game.
Yeah, believe it or not, the Blackhawks had a 4-0 lead early in the second period off the Connor Bedard goal. But then a mistake and maybe a little bit of lack of confidence on the Blackhawks' part because they started playing on their heels. And Ottawa really took it to them, scored the next 3 goals. But as you mentioned, still a 1-goal lead heading into the third.
Quick check of the face-off win percentages here. The Hawks are getting schooled by the Senators right now. Hawks are 13 for 35 at 37%. They did so well against L.A. I thought they might carry that over into this game.
Yeah, a little different team here with the Ottawa Senators. Like I mentioned, they're big down the middle. I mean, you get guys like Stutzla and Pinto and Cousins, Eller too. Excellent face-off guys.
All right, so 4-3 in favor of the Hawks after 2 periods of play. Charlie is standing by in Blackhawk Central. He's going to have a full intermission report for you good folks. And then third period action will follow along. You have to wonder, after 2 periods with the Hawks at one point up 4-0, seeing that lead evaporate to a 4-3 lead and only a 1-goal deficit for the Senators, you have to wonder what's coming in the third. Going to find out in a little while. 2 periods in the books, 4-3, favor the Hawks. This is Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
The NHL is officially back, and right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. Put your first bet in the back of the net on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook and official partner of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, hockey fans, it's Troy Murray. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing, the #1 premium composite decking brand. It's enough to handle anything. It looks like real wood, but without the maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industrial-leading warranties so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free sample at TimberTech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, every wood should be.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyway, just wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
You know, MegaPros has been around a long time, and here's why. This is a review from Laura. Quote, I heard MegaPros on WGN for years. When we decided to do a big kitchen project, that's who we called, and we're glad we did. We shipped a huge custom kitchen from a home in Georgia, and the MegaPros made the kitchen work perfectly in our Harvard, Illinois home. Their work was meticulous, so detailed-oriented. Everything was amazing. Everything you hear about MegaPros on those commercials is a real-life experience. Highly recommended, end quote. You see, MegaPros isn't just another contractor. They're the team that shows up on time. They do exceptional work, and they treat your home as if it were their own. Whether it's a kitchen remodel, a bathroom update, a basement renovation, or general repairs, they deliver 100% customer satisfaction. Give them a call today. 847-658-8989. 847-658-8989. Or visit megapros.com. One mega call truly does it all.
Before and after every Bears game, tune into Happy right here on 720 WGN.
It's go time.
Sponsored by your local dealers and the Chevy Silverado, official truck partner of the Chicago Bears.
Time for a break. It's intermission time.
That's a wrap.
Here's Charlie Romiliotis with your intermission update.
40 minutes is in the books here at the United Center. It's a very eventful second period here in Chicago. Took a 4-0 lead in the second with a Connor Bedard goal, his second of the game, fifth of the season. And then the next 3 goals were scored in Ottawa. And they have trimmed this to a 1-goal deficit going into the third period. So we've talked ad nauseum about the sides this season for the Blackhawks, even dating back to last season, especially against a team going in the second of a back-to-back. That's not the second period that you wanted to see the Blackhawks after they took a 4-0 lead. So hopefully they can put the train on the train tracks for the third and close out this deal. Let's get to some scores around the NHL. It was the Frozen Frenzy day for the league. All 32 teams are in action tonight. 15 other games on the schedule outside of Chicago, Ottawa. Let's start in Philadelphia. I heard it was a very wild finish between the Penguins and Flyers. The Flyers defeated 3-2 in a shootout. I guess Sidney Crosby was penalized right at the end of overtime. That was debatable. I think he jumped on the ice after the overtime ended and made him ineligible to participate in the shootout. And the Philadelphia Flyers took down Pittsburgh 3-2. The Toronto Maple Leafs defeated the Calgary Flames 4-3 earlier today. The Vegas Golden Knights defeated the Carolina Hurricanes 6-3. Jack Eichel scored twice for Vegas, and Pavel Dorofeev also scored twice for the Golden Knights. Andrei Svechnikov, by the way, found the back of the net for the Hurricanes in this game. That was his first point all season, not just first goal of the season, first point all season for Svechnikov. So he is finally on the board after a tough start to the year for him. The Columbus Blue Jackets defeated the Buffalo Sabres 4-3 in overtime. It was Miles Wood scoring the overtime winner for the Blue Jackets. The Anaheim Ducks knocked off the defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers 3-2 in a shootout. The Boston Bruins defeated the New York Islanders 5-2, and the Tampa Bay Lightning rolled past Nashville Predators 5-2 as well. Brandon Hagel scored his second goal of the game, so I believe that's a 2-game goal streak for Brandon Hagel after he failed to score in his first 8 games over for the Lightning. The Winnipeg Jets and Minnesota Wild are currently tied 3-3 with a minute and a half left in regulation, so we'll have to monitor that one between the two divisional foes. The Red Wings are leading the St. Louis Blues 4-1 late in the third period. The Dallas Stars are up 1-0 on the Capitals. The third period is about to begin in that one. Tyler Seguin has the lone goal in the game for the Dallas Stars. The Colorado Avalanche are leading the New Jersey Devils 5-2 midway through the second. The Utah Mammoth and Edmonton Oilers are knotted up at 2-2 in the second. The New York Rangers are leading 1-0 on the Vancouver Canucks late in the first. And then 2 other late games tonight. The Montreal Canadiens are in Seattle to take on the Kraken. and the LA Kings are in San Jose, who are facing off with the San Jose Sharks. World Series Game 4, elsewhere in sports, the Blue Jays have opened up their lead. They're now up 6-1 against the Dodgers in the 8th inning. What a World Series this has been so far between the Blue Jays and Dodgers. Went into 18 innings last night, so that was a wild one. Meanwhile, here at the United Center, the Hawks are up 4-3 on the Ottawa Senators, taking a 1-goal lead into the third period. We'll take a quick break, then break down the first 40 minutes of action. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
Chicago's very own WGN. When and where you want us.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Cold weather and hockey season go together hand in hand, but your home isn't a hockey rink, and you want it to be the perfect temperature no matter the season. With Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning mini split systems, you get the ultimate comfort and efficiency every time, even in those difficult to heat places in your home. Their units are designed to deliver consistent comfort where you need it most. Check out Mitsubishi electric heating and cooling mini split systems today at getacomfyhome.com.
Hey, hockey fans, when you hear Ottawa over and over in tonight's broadcast, I want you to think of Ottawa, Illinois, the fun, friendly, charming destination just a short drive from Chicago, with small-town coffee shops, award-winning locally brewed beer, all kinds of excellent casual and fine dining. This is the perfect place for a long weekend. Let's score some goals tonight. Beat Ottawa, and then beat it to Ottawa, Illinois. Log on to visitottawail.com. Brought to you by Ottawa and the Illinois Office of Tourism.
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. When it's game time, it's Tully time.
Back here at the United Center, the Blackhawks and Ottawa Senators squaring off on NHL Frozen Frenzy. It was a 7:45 puck drop here at the United Center, 15 minutes later than usual. Hawks lead the Senators 4-3. At each home game this season, we will be saluting a veteran, which is sponsored, as always, by JeffBuysYourHouse.com, a proud veteran-owned business serving Chicagoland since 2007. It's U.S. Marine Corps veteran William Mers and U.S. Army veteran John Dansby were the two veterans that were honored in tonight's game for the Blackhawks. So thank you, William and John, for your service. Let's take a look at tonight's window of opportunity, sponsored by the state's official health insurance marketplace, Get Covered Illinois. And boy, there were multiple opportunities for the Blackhawks to really run away with this game. They went into the first intermission up 3-0 and get the fourth goal. They originally thought they scored the fourth goal on a delayed penalty that ended up finding the back of the net for the Ottawa Senators as the goaltender headed to the bench for the extra attacker. But the officials ruled it a no-goal because the puck went off of Colton Dock's stick. That obviously cannot count. And so the Hawks end up getting the fourth goal anyway off a Connor Bedard goal, his second of the game, fifth of the season. But Ottawa pushed back to score the next three. It was Jake Sanderson and Michael Amadio. And then to make it 4-3, it was Tim Stützle that scored the goal. But right before that, there was originally supposed to be a TV timeout that got waved off by the officials. And I think it happened because Ryan Donato crashed into the net, and the net came off its moorings. And I'm not sure. I think the official felt Ottawa still had the puck in the offensive zone, and the officials blew the whistle. So I'm not sure if that's why they decided to keep it here or not. Maybe the officials felt like it was an inadvertent whistle and they shouldn't have blown it. I'm not sure. But the play ended up sticking. We didn't go to a commercial, and Tim Stützle scores to make it 4-3, and then Jeff Blashill calls a timeout for Chicago because they were reviewing the monitor to see if it was offside or not. And I think the NHL informed teams before the season that they want the coaches to provide an answer on whether or not they want to challenge sooner than what they were doing in the past. And so I don't think Blashill and the coaching staff had made up their mind yet on whether or not they wanted the challenge. So Jeff calls a timeout, which bought him some time to review it. Hawks end up challenging, and unfortunately they don't win it. The call on the ice was confirmed. It wasn't a goal stands. The call on the ice was confirmed. The Hawks, it was a good goal for Ottawa. The Hawks failed the challenge, but it was a really good penalty kill by the Blackhawks. And lastly, that opportunity, there was a 2-on-0 shorthanded chance with Nick Foligno and Frank Nazar. And man, if they would have scored there, that would have electrified this building again. That was getting a little nervous. It would have made it 5-3 Chicago and kind of take the wind out of the sails for Ottawa. So many opportunities there for the Blackhawks to get things back on track in the second period. Unfortunately, they're not able to do so. Now is your opportunity to find health insurance that fits your budget at getcoveredillinois.gov. Open enrollment starts on January 15th. So, a bunch of opportunities for the Blackhawks, and they still have a 1-goal lead here. So I think if you're inside the Blackhawks locker room, you just regroup and understand that you're still in this game. You're still leading by 1, but they're certainly going to have to keep the foot on the gas pedal or re-put the foot on the gas pedal because Ottawa is coming off a second of a back-to-back. They might feel some tired legs in this third period, so you really want to take advantage if you're the Blackhawks. Well, we're going to take one more break, and then we'll set up the third period next. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
Home. For some, it's where the heart is. A feeling of comfort and care that hits, well, close to home. For others, home is something bigger, a belonging that goes beyond a zip code and more about living by a code of service and commitment for everyone, everywhere. At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, we've shared the same communities with our members for nearly 90 years. And while we'll always be your one local and trusted healthcare partner, we are forever committed to ensuring access to the highest quality, affordable care through every stage of life, empowering whole person health with compassion and innovation, one member at a time. Because wherever in the world your journey leads, we'll make sure you always feel right at home.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, a division of Healthcare Service Corporation, a mutual legal reserve company.
Hey, Chicago fans, when the game's on the line, there's no time to waste.
Same goes for selling your house. At Jeff Buys Your House, we make it fast, easy, and stress-free.
No drawn-out showings, no waiting for months on the market.
Just a fair cash offer from a veteran-owned company that puts people first.
Don't let the clock run out. Choose the trusted source. Visit jeffbuysyourhouse.com and score your easy offer today.
Hey, Jeremy Roenick here. You know, I played in an era that was tough, gritty, old school. But I got major respect for the next generation of hockey. The speed, the skill, the precision. That's what I see in Flight by Yuengling. It's brewed by the oldest brewery in America, but built for today. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, clean, crisp, real beer flavor without the heaviness. This is the light beer that keeps up with the modern game. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
The professionals at Plumbers 911 Chicago are ready to answer your call. They'll get your plumbing job done right the first time. Their phones are open 24/7, 1-833-PLUM-911.
It's the final 20. The third period's just ahead. Here's Charlie Roumeliotis with your recap.
Back here at the United Center where the Blackhawks are protecting a 4-3 lead that was 4-0 going into the at one point in the second period. The Blackhawks end up scoring the fourth goal of the game. Connor Bedard, and Ottawa gets 3 in a row. It was Connor Bedard's second goal of the game and his 5th of the season.
Now here's Connor Bedard carrying to center ice. He's in over the Ottawa line. Toe dragging a shot. He scores! The second of the night. Connor Bedard steps it just past Olmark on the far side of the net. And the Hawks now have a 4-0 lead.
All right, I almost timed that perfectly for the horns to play while the Bedard highlight was airing. So Connor Bedard is on hat-trick watch. I don't believe he has a hat-trick in his NHL career. Is that correct, John?
Never has, Charlie.
He never has.
He's had 5 2-goal games, make it 6.
All right, so we got to get our hats ready.
We'll see if
our arms can reach from here.
Can You got a pretty good arm. Can you throw one from here?
I don't know. We'll see. I got to get to What's on Deck, sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. Hopefully What's on Deck is a Connor Bedard hat trick, because that would be fun to watch tonight.
Well, first things first, the Blackhawks have kind of got to batten down the hatches here against this Ottawa team after allowing them to get back into this game. And I don't know. My guess is, Steve, that while they met in the dressing room, they were pretty happy with their second period and thought, okay, now to come back and tie this score and end up with the win, we got to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm sure they hit the ice with plenty of confidence.
Yeah, I think they probably talked about, listen, every goal that Ottawa scored, we kind of gave them. You know, they're shooting themselves in the foot. And it happens. Hockey's a game of mistakes, but, you know, you got to limit those mistakes. You know, there was an icing, and then they score off the icing call. Lucky bounce, you know, by Jake Sanderson. But then Artem Levchinov, you know, he's got a little bit of a missed coverage in his own end, had a chance to get the puck out. He doesn't. And then Wyatt Kaiser pinched on the Stützle goal. So they've only got themselves to blame. But like you said, the good news, they got 20 minutes. Ottawa's a tired team. Just keep the pedal to the metal, keep playing on your toes, and things should work out for you.
All right, coming up to start the third period, it's the Four Seasons. Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric face-off for all the right reasons. Call 866-4Seasons. Underway here in the third period, the Senators control back in their end. Sanderson made a pass up the far side, picked off by Crevier, right point. Sent it over left wing circle, and now Teravainen whips the puck in front. It hit a skate. Nick Cousins will drag it out up the left wing to center ice. Hand the puck ahead to Tim Stützle. He coughed it up at the Hawk blue line. Alex Vlasic back the other way into the Ottawa zone. Drops it left point. Teravainen waves it into the slot. Taken back by Pinto, and then Vlasic bumped him off the puck. And now Pinto has it back to Sanderson at center ice on the left wing at the end of his shift. He'll sweep the puck down behind the net. Good rub out there by Vlasic on Pinto, never allowing him to get to the puck. As the puck leaves the Hawks' ice surface. Taken back, though, by Amadio. Amadio dumping the puck left wing corner Hawk zone. Giving a ride into the glass there by Rinzel. Puck held in at the line. Pinto firing. Rinzel deflects it wide. Then Amadio did a kind of an awkward twist down to the ice and fell underneath Rinzel, but got back to his feet with the puck. Sent it out to Shabbat left point. To Jensen right point. Look out. He fires. This is tipped wide by Pinto and looked like it hit the side of the net. Shabbat again, high slot now. Drop it off. Claude Giroux from the high slot firing. Blocked in front of the net. Vlasic spun it away to the far side. Ryan Green's able to poke the puck over the line to center ice, forcing the Sens to regroup. Nick Jensen back into the Hawks zone down the right wing. Sticks it across the ring. Picked off by the Hawks. Colton Dock made a lead pass that just misses Rinzel and goes down. Now icing's going to be the call here to the Hawks. And it looks like to me, Steve, like the Senators have sustained, like kind of like where they're picking up where they left off in the second period.
Yeah, making good hockey plays, you know, getting the Blackhawks to run around a little bit. And now we've got three tired Blackhawk players out there. Tyler Bertuzzi, along with the two defensemen. And they did get a partial line change, not a full line change. So really important here for the Blackhawks to gain control.
And Bedard wins this face-off. Rinzel behind the net. Passing up the right side, Bertuzzi center ice to Bedard. Knocked over at the Senator blue line. Net by Dylan Cousins. And then the puck shot down ice by Perron. Icing's going to be the call against Ottawa. This will bring the face-off back into the Senator zone. By the way, we want you to stay tuned for the Flight by Yingling Chicago Blackhawks radio post-game show. Flight is the next generation of light beer. Charlie will host that show for you good folks who might be listening here at the United Center in some way. You can get you home. Face-off circle to Allmark's left. It's going to be Bedard facing off with Ridley Gregg of the Senators. Now the linesman makes him stand up and reposition and go. And now Bedard stands up, has some instructions for the linesman, but he says, get back in here. They drop the puck. Gregg wins this draw to the corner to Clevin. Flips the puck behind the Ottawa net, near corner to Zub. Takes a hit as he shot it ahead down into the Hawk zone off of Perron's stick. Little nudge now by Murphy ahead to Bedard. He'll skate up the right wing to center ice and dump the puck down the boards in behind the Ottawa net. Allmark got clumsy with the puck. Got hold of it. Spun it away to the right point. Held in by Murphy. Slips it down to Colton Dock back in the net. Back to Murphy, right point. Whips it left point. Matt Grzelcyk down to the left circle. Burakovsky put it to the slot for Bedard. His stick was defended. The puck skitters away, but the Hawks get possession again. And then Dock from the right wing corner backhands the puck behind the Ottawa net into the near corner. Clevin is hit there by Burakovsky. Dock works the puck free. The Senators, however, will take it back. And David Perron will now skate the puck to center ice. And from the right wing side, he'll dump the puck to the corner and then behind the Hawk net. Levshunov there to get it. Bats it back into the near corner. Grzelcyk floats a saucer pass ahead to Dickinson through center. Over the Ottawa line. Wrist shot from the left point is into the glove of Ullmark, and he'll hold on.
Linus Ullmark has settled down nicely. Remember, he had allowed 4 goals on 9 shots, and we were only a few minutes into that second period, but he's admitted at least 4 or 5 saves since then. And coming into this game, wasn't a sparkling save percentage. .870, well below .900, which is, kind of the average mark you'd want for your netminder. But and you couldn't blame him for that last Bedard goal. Went off a shin pad, but the first 3 goals, he shook those off and he's settled down really nicely.
Hawks get control off the draw. Kaiser from the left point, sweeping the puck down behind the Ottawa net, rides up the far side. Here's Giroux to center ice to Matt Palo into the Hawk zone after the whistle for offside. He shot the puck in on night, and the Hawks all take exception. And they surround Matt Palo along the near glass inside the Hawk zone. And the linesmen are there on the scene as well to break everything up.
Really a needless play by Matt Palo. Well after the whistle. It went off the outside of the net, but you got to like the response from the Blackhawks. They're sticking up for the netminder. They don't want to see any extra shots, especially when the goaltender's not expecting it. I don't think there's going to be any penalties called.
Nicholas Palo played 6 seasons of professional hockey in Finland before coming here to North America. Good size kid, good serviceable 5th, 6th defenseman for Ottawa. Serves a purpose.
Oh, absolutely. And that's one thing. He's got pretty good size, but he's also mobile. And that's one thing that all these guys on the Ottawa Senators have in common. They're pretty mobile on the back end.
Right. Now a line change for the Hawks. And it's going to be Nazar with Bertuzzi and Teravainen. Crevier and Grzelcyk are going to be the defense pair. Again, Jeff Blashill went with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen in this game here tonight. Crevier has a goal for the Hawks. He now moves the puck out to center ice. Nazar to Teravainen over the line. Firing from the top of the left circle. That goes wide. Nazar recovers along the right boards to Bertuzzi. Right circle. Shoots. Punched out with a blocker save by Ullmark. Grzelcyk with the puck. Down the left wing, leaving it behind the net. Nazar fed it up the slot. Teravainen over to Grzelcyk. One-timer from the right circle and a chest save made by Ullmark.
Good anticipation by Ullmark. He saw that pass coming, the one-timer, waiting for it.
Puck turned over. Here's Bertuzzi from the high slot firing. And Cousins got in front of that with the stick deflecting the puck up and out of play.
Well, that Nazar line, sorry, John, the Nazar line getting things going. They had a couple of really good looks on Ullmark. One deflected, that last one just deflected up into the netting behind the netminder. But prior to that, a couple of really good looks.
It's just amazing to me, Steve, how a team can seize on just a few seconds of bad puck management by a team in their defensive zone. The Blackhawks, I think, got away 4 shots right there.
Yeah, and you know what? That gives the next line a little bit of momentum, too. The bench gets into it a bit. The next line thinks that, they want to just keep carrying the torch.
Now off the draw, should be scored! Bedard! Hat trick for Connor Bedard, the first of his National Hockey League career. He scored his first NHL goal against Linus Ullmark, and here tonight he's got 3 more as the hats rain down here at the United Center.
And with that goal, it's time to break out the Bandito. Celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito Yankee Tequila. And we just talked about how a good shift can set up the next one, and obviously a great face-off win, right to the man you want to have it. That was Ryan Green with the win, right onto the stick of Connor Bedard. And as you mentioned, first ever hat trick for the youngster, perfectly placed just inside the right post as you look at it. Beat Ullmark cleanly on the glove side. A big goal for the Blackhawks. And yeah, that's it. Hockey's a game of ebbs and flows. It's a game of momentum. And that last shift out there by the Nazar line with Bertuzzi, with Teravainen. They did their job. They had Ottawa hemmed in their own zone. They got a couple of good looks, and then the next line comes up and finishes it off.
Well, Connor Bedard in this game has doubled his goal total for the season. He had 3 coming into the game, and now he's got 3 in this game alone. I mentioned his success facing Linus Ullmark. This is only his third game against Ullmark, and 4 goals to show for it. So suffice it to say, any game that Linus Ullmark takes the net, Connor Bedard's going to like it.
Well, Connor Bedard tonight just gave a masterclass in wrist shots. I mean, the snapshot, the wrist shot, call it what you want. Maybe a bit of a slapper on the first power play goal, but the last 2 have been pure wristers, wicked wristers at that. And he absolutely ripped the twine there and has given the Blackhawks a 2-goal lead.
So 5-3 favor the Hawks on Bedard's 6th goal on the season, his 3rd in this game. Ryan Green got the lone assist, the goal at 3:46 at period number 3. And the crowd now standing as Connor Bedard's image is on the video board. These partisan Blackhawk crowd all very happy with what they're seeing now once again with this team. And there's going to be a lot of exciting days ahead. Well, this is really kind of the tip of the iceberg, if you will. Draw one by the Hawks, and Vlasic will dump it off the left sideboards and down behind the Ottawa net. Jensen looks over his shoulder, expecting to get hit, did not. Then Bertuzzi takes the puck, tried to center, picked off by Zetterlund, back into the Hawk zone down the left wing. He fires, stick save made by Knight. Loose puck in the near corner. Nazar knocked off stride with what looked like a trip, but no penalty called. Moves the puck ahead to Teravainen on the left wing of center ice. Shot it across for Bertuzzi, front of the benches, and he'll nudge the puck down in behind the Ottawa net. Ullmark leaving it there for Stützle. The pass up the right wing. Here's Shabbat at center ice. Hands it off to Stützle in over the Hawk blue line. You heard that whistle cut the air. Offside are the Senators at the Hawk blue line.
Well, the Blackhawks certainly don't want to fall into the trap they fell into, let's say, early in the second period, and that's shooting yourself in the foot, making mistakes. They had a 4-goal lead at the time, and they just basically gave Ottawa a couple 3 goals. Right now, they seem to be back in control. Now you just have to play simple hockey.
Right.
Get pucks deep, get pucks back, and make Ottawa open up.
Off the face-off, Clevin to the puck in front of the benches. Slings it down the boards in behind the Hawk net on the delayed offside. Matt Grzelcyk carrying it out. Here's Grzelcyk now between the circles. Hawk in. Angles the pass out of a line. Picked off by Claude Giroux. The Clevin in front of the Senator bench. And move it ahead into the Hawk zone. Behind the net now is winds the puck around to the near side. Colton Dock in the corner. Jostled off the puck. Senators get it back. Murphy knocked down by Pinto in the near circle. They battle a little bit. They may drop the mitts. Let's see what happens here. Meanwhile, the Senators play on. Giroux from the high slot fires. A glove save made by Spencer Knight. He'll hold on. And now Murphy and Pinto talking it over. They want to revisit that sequence in the circle to Spencer Knight's left, but the linesmen aren't going to let him.
Yeah, Pinto wasn't real happy. He was being tied up by Connor Murphy. They went to the ice, and I think Connor maybe got away with a little bit of a hold. They want to do that against the guy who's got 8 goals in 10 games, one of the hottest goal scorers in the NHL this year, Shane Pinto.
Steve, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I want to bring up, if I may, the play of Matt Grzelcyk, because I think he has just gotten stronger in my estimation. He's gotten stronger with every game.
Yeah, you're right. And he's not the biggest guy out there, but he plays a gritty style. I like what he does offensively, too. We've seen him a couple times jump in from the blue line and make really good offensive plays.
Now the puck is shot out of play off a deflection. Shabbat was trying to dump it into the Hawk zone. This caught some air and deflects into the protected netting and out of play.
I mentioned 2 other defensemen, too, John, tonight. I've really noticed Alex Vlasic, not so much offensively, but just really good stick, good positioning defensively. And Crevier, a goal and assist tonight. At one point, he was a +2. I don't know where he stands right now, but the big defenseman, Crevier, really earning a name for himself in the NHL.
Louis Crevier. He'll be out there momentarily. I'm trying to get to my computer, get to the page so I can let you know, Steve. But anyway, we'll get to that in a moment. They're playing on down below us. Bedard picks up the puck hawk line, blazing through center over the Senator line. A toe drag and a shot from the right circles into the breadbasket of Ullmark. And after tonight, I think Linus Ullmark will be happy to see the Blackhawks game on the schedule kind of fade into the distance.
Well, especially when number 98's involved with the Blackhawks. Is there anyone better in the NHL than that toe drag shot using the defenseman as a screen? I mean, Connor Bedard does it perfectly. And it's tough to do. Very easily get blocked by the defender with either his stick or his pads. But he seems to find that hole, and he always uses that defenseman as a screen.
Face off in the Senators zone. Cleven's got the puck back in the net. Over to Zub, and a pass up the left wing for Stützle at center ice off of his stick. Hawks get it back. Rinzel to Vlasic to Bedard, Senator line. Put it in over the line to Burakovsky. Oh, he's knocked down from behind there. And then Cleven, who had knocked down Burakovsky, gave a shot to Bedard with the stick. Bedard's going to head to the Hawks bench. We get a whistle stopping play, and offside is the call at the Hawk blue line. I got a feeling one of the Hawks might be visiting Tyler Cleven here soon.
Yeah, this game getting a little chippy. Obviously, Ottawa a little, upset with the way they played tonight. They certainly haven't played a good game. They made a game of it in the second period, but it's the Blackhawks who have regained control. And, wouldn't surprise me if things got a little chippy here.
Dickinson facing off now with Shane Pinto. They've moved the faceoff out over the center ice faceoff dot. And the Senators get control. Paul Giroux dumping it to the right wing corner Hawk zone. And he's checked by Grzelcyk. Donato to the puck, strokes it up the boards, not out. Amadio, right point, spins it down behind the Hawk net. Grzelcyk moves it to the far corner to Crevier. He'll pass up the right side. Dickinson. And he knocked it ahead now, taken back by Doc in over the Senator line, and from the left wing circle, he fires a shot over the net. Crevier knocked down by Pinto. Pinto and Doc mix it up in front of the benches. Pinto steps on the bench. Doc chiding him, saying, let's go anytime. Meanwhile, the play back in the Hawk zone. Kaiser behind the net to Grzelcyk near corner. Passing up the left wing, Dickinson center ice. He deflects the puck into the Ottawa end. Nick Jensen to Shabbat. Center ice to Zetterlund into the Hawk zone. Down the left wing to the corner. Given a rough ride by Levshunov, but escapes and try to wrap around. That's turned out of there, and the Hawks are back up ice. Led by Nazar. Breaking into the Ottawa zone. Drops it high slot. Teravainen to Levshunov right circle. Put it over to the left wing boards now to Bertuzzi, and he'll spin it back in behind the Ottawa net. In the right corner, Teravainen took it away. To Bertuzzi along the left wing boards. Bertuzzi snaps the puck behind the net. Teravainen along the right boards to Nazar right circle. Pumps a shot. Was blocked by Jensen. Levshunov got it back right point. To the left point, Kaiser. Now to Nazar along the left side boards to Kaiser at the line. He'll flip it toward the net. Deflected wide. Levshunov from the right point. Had the puck. Tried to scrape it down the dasher. It ends up leaving his stick and ends up back at center ice. Nazar back into the Ottawa zone. A toe drag and a shot from the high slot. That's into the glove of Olmark, and he'll hold on to it. Well, Olmark was probably looking for some kind of a break. He'll get it now. 12:24 left in period number 3. The Hawks 5, the Senators 3. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
It's Andy Mazer. We're your home for the Blackhawks, Northwestern football and basketball, the NFL, and Happen OB. This is AM 720 WGN Chicago.
Hey, Chicago. I'm Frank Cerrone, President and CEO of Pan American Bank and Trust. If you're a business owner in the Chicagoland area, you already know average doesn't cut it. You need a bank partner who moves fast, understands your needs, and delivers the capital and ideas to power your next big play. That's exactly what we do. We're Chicago's premier bank for ambitious entrepreneurs. Don't just bank. Partner with Pan American Bank. Let's build something great together. Pan American Bank, Chicago's bank for ambitious entrepreneurs.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
What if you could restore blood flow to someone's failing lungs in a matter of seconds? Our patient Mike had hard-to-reach blood clots deep in his lungs that were putting his heart under major duress, causing it to fail too. He could hardly climb a few steps. But thanks to a procedure pioneered by the Northwestern Memorial Hospital Interventional Cardiology Team, we cleared the clots with a minimally invasive procedure.
Anchored by the top heart and vascular program in Illinois by U.S. News and World Report, only Northwestern Medicine had the solution to save Mike. Tiny balloons were used to gently open the delicate vessels and restore blood flow. Northwestern Memorial Hospital was the first in Illinois to master this breakthrough method.
As Mike's nurse, I'm proud to have been a part of his journey from oxygen tank to breathing like a kid again.
Northwestern Medicine. What makes us better makes you better.
Red, black, and relentless. That's Hawks hockey. Bob Surratt here. Back to the game.
Well, tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Ottawa, Illinois. When you hear Ottawa tonight, think Ottawa, Illinois, and plan your trip.
Face-off circle to Allmark's left in the Ottawa zone. And it's going to be Connor Bedard facing off now with Lars Eller. We mentioned Eller being a part of the Cup Championship team in 2018 with the Washington Capitals. Former draft pick of the St. Louis Blues. Off the draw, the Hawks control. Renzel sticks it down in behind the Ottawa net, and then Connor Bedard is wrestled down to the ice by Eller in the left wing corner and pulled off the puck. Good play by Burakovsky to knock the puck free. Connor took exception to what Eller did and gave him a whack with the stick. And now he's being chided by one of the game referees here, or maybe advised is a better way of saying that. That could have erupted into something kind of bad.
Well, we know one thing about Connor Bedard. He's a competitor. And you know, regardless of the score, he'll compete right to the very end. And sometimes that might rub some people, especially players on the other team, the wrong way. And we've seen it all this year. He's not going to back down from anyone or anything.
Green wins the draw. And Renzel firing for the high slot. That's turned wide with a blocker save from Omar. Grzelcyk pinching from the left point to the corner, sweeping the puck behind the Ottawa net. Taken back by Sanderson. The pass up the left wing. Amadio in front of the Senator bench. Working the puck free. Eller now to the Hawk line. Lost the puck. Green took it away. Rink-wide pass, Burakovsky over the Ottawa line down the left wing. Turning to the half-boards, hands it off to Bedard. Left circle, leaves it in front. Donato shoots, he scores! What a sweet play that was by Connor Bedard, who angled toward the Senator goal from the left wing circle, pulling Olmark in that direction, and then backhanded one up the slot. Ryan Donato buried it, and it's now 6-3 in favor of the Hawks.
And with that goal, it's time to break out the Bandito. Celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito Yankee Tequila. And boy, the puck just seems to be following Connor Bedard everywhere. Actually might have mishandled this puck, but it went right onto the stick of Ryan Granato. Yeah, Zub actually picked his pocket, but he put it right onto the stick of Granato. I think that's Donato. And Donato with the follow-through just inside the post. Perfectly placed shot, and he gives the Blackhawks a 3-goal lead.
Goal at 8:24 of period number 3. 6-3, the Hawks are in control and need to pay attention to the little P's and Q's of this puzzle, if you will. All the little details from here on out. I think it'd be a good learning lesson for Jeff Blashill's crew, especially a young team, having a lead like this against a good team like Ottawa, home or road, and defending it, taking the win.
Well, and I think it's an important lesson to learn, too, you know, when you've got a 4-0 lead and to let the team get back into it. And just think about it. They scored that third goal, 4-3. They challenge it. They have to kill a penalty. It very easily could have got tied if Ottawa, with the best power play in the NHL, scores a power play goal. But instead they kill it off, and they kind of gain some momentum from that. But I think at the end of the game, yeah, you end up with 2 points, but you learn some valuable lessons about not taking silly chances during a game.
Well, for Ryan Donato, that's his 6th goal on the season from Connor Bedard and Andre Burakovsky. So Bedard's got 3 goals and an assist. He's got a 4-point night going for himself with about a half a period to play. Inside the Hawk zone, Batherson along the right side boards. He's pushed off the puck momentarily by Vlasic, who then spins it ahead. Teravainen will lift the puck down ice into the Ottawa zone. Tyler Clevin at the Ottawa blue line. Passing it ahead to Nicholas Madenpalo. Center ice on the right wing, front of the penalty boxes. He dumps it down into the Hawk zone. Nick Foligno reclaims it, hands it around. Sam Lafferty breaks the center ice on the left wing side, dumping the puck down to the end boards in the Ottawa end. Chabot will play it around up the near side. And Lixill will move it at center ice now to Jensen in front of the Hawks bench. He and Colton Dock jostle one another as Nick Foligno spins the puck down into the Ottawa zone. Hawks will go for a line change. Here's Chabot back through center. Dumping the puck through the air into the right wing corner, Hawk in. Grzelcyk all over Lars Eller in the corner. And then puck is fired back down ice into the Ottawa zone by Dock. Back is Eller to get it. To Sanderson, left wing to center ice. Strokes it down the glass behind the Hawk net. Around to the near side it goes. Claude Giroux there. Flip the puck in behind the Hawk net. This eludes Levshunov. Pinto took it away. Put the puck to the left point. Long shot from there. Block. Pinto got it back and breaks his stick with a shot from the high slot area. The puck goes harmlessly wide.
Fortunate for the Blackhawks, there was a really good screen in front of Spencer Knight. And Pinto, we mentioned, one of the best shooters in the NHL this year, snapped his twig as he tried to get that one on net.
We get an icing call here against the Hawks. And Levshunov was trying to get to the bench. He was literally 3 feet from the bench when the whistle blew. He'll have to come back on.
Yeah, he's bent over, getting himself a pretty good breather here.
So it's going to be Dylan Cousins facing off with Connor Bedard, circle to the left of Spencer Knight. And Bedard put the puck to the near boards, tried to claim it himself. Ryan Green ends up with it. He'll move the puck ahead. Artem Levshunov at center ice, dumping it down the boards in behind the Ottawa net to the near side. Perron will stick it back in behind. Sanderson sent it over into the far corner to Shabbat, and he spun it up ice. This misses all of his teammates. Icing is the call now against Ottawa.
Well, Who's Hot, Who's Cold is sponsored by Plumbers 911 Chicago, where they do it right the first time. And how about the Utah Mammoth? They've won 7 in a row. They're 8-2 on the year. One of those losses against the Chicago Blackhawks. That's the second best record in the NHL. And who's not? Well, it's got to be the Calgary Flames. Just 2 wins in 11 games. It's a team that was pushing for a playoff spot last year. They actually tied St. Louis for that final playoff spot, but lost via tiebreaker.
By the way, Utah in action tonight up in Edmonton, trailing the Oilers 5-3 after 2 periods. But we'll just have to see. A lot of action left in that game. All 32 teams playing tonight in the National Hockey League. A very rare night. But I love it, Steve. I love it when all the teams are in action. Everybody's involved. Everybody's got a stake in the game. Here's Donato into the Ottawa zone on the left wing side. Sweeping the puck down behind the net into the far corner. And Shabbat kept it away from all the Hawks. Put it behind the net. Sanderson to Perron. Then Nick Cousins to the Hawk blue line. He'll shovel the puck in on Spencer Knight. Then he tries a flying body check on Bertuzzi. Here's Martin Paulo with a pass. Right circle fires. And that hit the headgear of Knight. And it goes wide. And now Bertuzzi and Nick Cousins want to shake off the mitts. They do. And Bertuzzi's got him locked up and throwing an overhand right and an uppercut and another overhand right, and Cousins goes down underneath Bertuzzi. And we may get another scrap. You got Sam Rinzel locked up with one of the Senators. That's Tim Stützle. Stützle trying to put a headlock on Rinzel. All scrumming along the near glass just inside the Hawk blue line. Now, I'm not sure Stützle and Rinzel were able to throw any punches in that fracas, but both of them lost their helmets.
And Matt and Paolo jumped in, was trying to get involved from the Ottawa Senators. And I don't know if that stemmed from the shot, but another high riser on Spencer Knight. And it hit him in the mask. Now, I think right away his clasp came off, literally the button on the chin strap. And so he just shook his helmet off.
We got to take a quick break, Steve. Excuse me. 8:24 left in the third. 6-3 Hawks. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Hey, it's Connor Bedard. Get the hometown call all season long on WGN Radio.
Finding health insurance can be so confusing. People need help. That's why I work for Get Covered Illinois.
We are the state's official health insurance marketplace.
And we're here to help. With thousands of brokers certified by the state and hundreds of trained insurance guides, what we call navigators, available in communities across Illinois.
All free.
At getcoveredillinois.gov, we're here to help.
Hey, hockey fans, when you hear Ottawa over and over in tonight's broadcast, I want you to think of Ottawa, Illinois, the fun, friendly, charming destination just a short drive from Chicago, with small-town coffee shops, award-winning locally brewed beer, all kinds of excellent casual and fine dining. This is the perfect place for a long weekend. Let's score some goals tonight, beat Ottawa, and then beat it to Ottawa, Illinois. Log on to visitottawail.com. Brought to you by Ottawa and the Illinois Office of Tourism.
Introducing New Ryan Field, a new era of sports and entertainment in Chicago. Learn more at newryanfield.com. The new Ryan Field is a bold vision for Northwestern and the city, elevating the standards for collegiate and professional stadiums nationwide. 200,000 square feet of public parks and plazas, 4 premium club spaces, comfortable cheerback seats for every single fan, and more. The new Ryan Field takes game day experiences to the next level. For more details on the new state-of-the-art stadium, visit newryanfield.com.
Hey, Chris Chelios here. It's time to break out the Bandito. El Bandito Yankee Tequila. So smooth, it's criminal. Break out the Bandito, baby.
All Blackhawk wins this season are sponsored by Circus Sports Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. And remember, tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Flight by Yingling. Crisp, refreshing, only 95 calories. Flight, the next generation of light beer.
Well, referee Jordan Samuel Thomas, a younger referee, good referee, by the way. I like Jordan. I think he's a decisive, good referee that has a feel for the game, and he's handling the officiating in this game. One of the 2 referees. He just mentioned, he made the announcement that number 55, Artem Levshinov, was issued a double minor penalty, and it was actually Bertuzzi that was involved in the sequence with Nick Cousins. Bertuzzi gets 2 and 2. Sam Lafferty will serve the other 2 minutes, and Cousins gets a 2-minute minor for roughing. And I think it's pretty easy to say, Steve, that they probably should have been given 5 each for fighting, but I guess it's pretty easy for us to second guess. Either way, this puts Ottawa on the power play, and this will be their 4th of the game. The Hawks is another situation where they need a kill to keep the Senators from gaining any kind of momentum. Fair amount of time on that clock, 8:24 left in the third.
Yeah, and for some reason, the referee's back at the penalty box, and I don't know what he's... I think Bertuzzi maybe with a game misconduct. So thank you, Charlie Romiliotis. Bertuzzi given the game misconduct, so he's down to the dressing room. And maybe they're saying somebody from the ice has to serve the minor penalty, and that's why Sam Lafferty's coming out of the box.
Sam Renzel is in the Blackhawks side of the penalty box.
Okay, so I guess they didn't need anyone else in there. So
he and Stutzlo were engaged. People up here are looking with their hands to the side like, what gives? What's going on? And folks, I have to tell you, I just don't have the explanation. I'm sorry. Anyway, Ottawa's got a power play. They're on it right now. Here's Giroux picking up a loose puck in the Senator zone and skating through center with it and in over the Hawk blue line. A sweeping poke check by Murphy guides the puck down to the end boards. And now the puck knocked free by Vlasic, but not out of the zone. Another penalty coming up here to the Hawks, or is this a pulling of the goaltender?
Yeah,
Omar. Okay, the goaltender Omar pulled to the bench. Senators are going 6 attackers in an empty net. In the near corner in the Hawk zone, Vlasic strokes the puck across the rink and down ice to the Ottawa blue line. Hawks will change up 2 of their 4 penalty killers. Shabbat back to get the puck at the Ottawa line. Drops it off to Drake Batherson. He'll carry to center ice to the Hawk blue line. Steps across to Giroux to Batherson right corner. Passing up the slot. Perron fires, blocked. Foligno with a headman pass. Nazar with an open net over the Senator line. He's tripped as he hits the net, shoots and scores! An empty net goal anyway! Shabbat dove headlong, and with his stick, he slashed Frank Nazar's feet out from under him, but Nazar hit the ice, bounced up like a rubber ball, and completed the mission with an empty net goal.
72. The foul occurred from behind on a breakaway without a goalie. This is an awarded goal.
Sam Nazar shot it into the net anyway.
That's right. And with that goal, it's time to break out the Bandito. Celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito Yankee Tequila. And boy, Frank Nazar looked like he was shot out of a cannon. He knew that he had the empty net, and as you mentioned, John, he was hacked down, but he got back up and put it in the empty cage. Now, had he missed that shot, they would have awarded him the goal because he was tripped on a breakaway, but he just wanted to put an exclamation point on this skin.
Yeah. Well, Hawk fans will remember that last year, at the end of last year, we were in Ottawa, and Frank Nazar scored the overtime game winner against the Senators. It's the last goal of the season. It's kind of apropos that he picks up a goal here. 7-3 in favor of the Hawks with 6:55 left on the clock. Senators still on the power play. And by the way, that'll be a shorthanded goal for Frank Nazar into an empty net. They'll rule it 6-4. Now another shot from Foligno from the Hawk blue line goes wide of the net. This ends up turning into a clearing attempt. Here's Sanderson breaking out to center ice. Stopping short of the Hawk line. He'll turn and flip it back. Clevin into the Hawk zone, dumping the puck to the right wing corner. He'll go get it himself and had it swept off his stick. Hawks are back to full strength. Rinzel's out of the box. Here's a pass from Dickinson ahead to Rinzel at center ice, and he kicks it back into the Hawk zone. Teams and line changes. Vlasic center ice on the left wing. Checked as he dumps the puck down the boards into the Ottawa zone. Puck circles the net and ends up rolling up the far side. Green had it for a moment, lost it. Murphy took the puck back right point. Down to Burakovsky. Burakovsky put it into the high slot. Vlasic, he'll wind and fire, and a glove save made by Ullmark, and he'll hold on in the Ottawa crease. 5:56 left in the third. The Hawks lead it 7-3. Come on back for the conclusion and the happy ending for the Hawks. Should be their fifth win of the season. We'll be back with that after this. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
After the end of a good fight, you deserve an ice-cold reward. Modelo is the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because you know, the bigger the fight, the better the reward. You put in the hours, the energy, the tough labor. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, this is Dave Musial, owner of Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. With our biggest sale ever. Furnaces from $39 a month. Furnace and air conditioning combos from $59 a month. Plus 72 months interest-free financing and up to a $4,000 system rebate. Four Seasons guaranteed to beat any competitor's price by up to $1,000 guaranteed. So call today for your free in-home estimate and same-day installation.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
One of the most successful sculptors in American history was Chicago's own Richard Hunt, with hundreds of pieces on display around the country. Now a stunning exhibition of his work has opened at the Loyola University Museum of Art. Freedom in Form, Richard Hunt looks back at 6 decades of transforming metal into symbols of hope and power. Springfield's Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum created this unique blend of art and history, which can be seen at Luma through November 15th.
You're listening to Chicago Blackhawks hockey. Now, back to the game.
Well, welcome back to the United Center. The Blackhawks hold a very comfortable 7-3 win, or 7-3 lead over the Ottawa Senators. 5:56 to go in this period, and really got to like the way the Blackhawks responded in period number 3. Keep in mind, at one point in the second period, they're up 4-0. Ottawa stormed back to make it 4-3, and things look kind of dicey, but an early Connor Bedard goal, his hat-trick goal, really opened things up to make it 5-3. And goals by Donato and Nazar have led us to this point.
That is Frank Nazar's first career shorthanded goal. It came at 12:44 of period number 3 into an empty Ottawa net.
It's funny, Nick Foligno was asked this morning about the energy that Frank Nazar brings, and he said, I used to bring energy like that when I was young, but he said, this kid just brings it each and every night.
Yeah, it's great to see. Blackhawk fans are gonna love the future with these kids. And I just found out that this is Frank Nazar's first shorthanded goal on the year. It's the second of his career. So the first shorthanded goal for the Hawks this season as well. Inside the Ottawa zone. At the line, this is Lafferty trying to stroke the puck down to the corner, and he does from in front of the Senator bench. Taken by Ullmark. He'll leave it there. And Tyler Clevin is on it there for the Sens. Clevin carrying up the middle of the ice to his blue line. Shot a pass ahead on the left wing side into the Hawk zone to Lixel. Lixel to the corner, then mishandled the puck behind the net into the near corner. Wyatt Kaiser there. To Nazar, then a pass up the left wing side to Teravainen. Can't clear the zone. Puck held in by Zetterlund at the right point. He'll flip it down behind the Hawk net. Knight playing it around to Donato along the right boards. He's checked. Zetterlund takes the puck, rolls into the slot, and fires, and that deflects over the net and up into the protective netting and out of play.
Funny, Tracy Myers was talking to Nick Foligno in the scrum, and she asked about the special teams, and Nick said they've got to be better. He said the penalty killing's been great, but the power play needs to improve. And guess what tonight? Power play scores a very important goal, and they score a shorthanded goal too. So special teams, outstanding. Penalty killing's been perfect thus far tonight, and I've had a number of coaches tell me throughout my career, if you can play 5-on-5 hockey even and then win your special teams, you'll win 80% of your games. And if you take a look around the box scores of the NHL, that certainly plays out.
Seems to be the formula that a lot of teams will follow. One of the game referees taking a piece of equipment over to the Blackhawks bench. I think that's the headgear of Spencer Knight. And right away, Troy Parchman, an outstanding equipment manager of the Chicago Blackhawks, longtime veteran. We'll attend to that post-haste. We'll be in Winnipeg in a couple of nights. Get our first look at the Winnipeg Jets, who have a number 19 in their lineup. Former Blackhawk captain Jonathan Toews.
Well, that'll
good
be
to see John.
It sure will, and that'll be a special night. But how about when he comes back here to the United Center?
I think that'll be one of the best nights of the year, easily. Yeah. Johnny did a lot for this team. Terrific captain for 15 years. He was one of the youngest captains ever in the history of the National Hockey League, and led this team to 3 Stanley Cup championships, 2010, 2013, and 2015. Back inside the Hawk zone. Craigie with a pass ahead to Burakovsky. Steps back at the Hawk blue line, hands the puck over to Vlasic. He'll wrist it off the left side boards and down. Olmark out to stop it behind the net. Put the puck to Jensen in the near corner, and he strokes it up the right wing side, missing all of his teammates. It goes down, and icing is the call. And now Tim Stützle got a little handy with the stick. He just gave a chop to Alex Vlasic on the back of the leg there. Vlasic just ignored him, but, late in the hockey game like this, when you're down by 4 goals, you can understand the frustration, but kind of question the thought.
Yeah. And it certainly could have handled the referees. It certainly could have gotten out of hand. It hasn't gotten out of hand, and I think they've called, for the most part, a pretty good game.
Here's Grzelcyk now leaning on Batherson against the end boards in the Hawk zone. Batherson put the puck to Stützle along the far side boards. He's hit by both Foligno and Levshunov. Levshunov chops the puck free, but it ends up in the right circle, and Jensen fires, and Knight is down with a butterfly save. He'll hold the puck in a whistle stops play. We're down to 3:57 left on the clock. 7-3 in favor of the Hawks. In case you just joined us, the Hawks took a 3-0 lead into the second period, where they saw the Senators score 3 goals unanswered. Then the Blackhawks recorded 3 of their own unanswered in the third period, and now have a 7-3 lead on the Senators, including Connor Bedard's first ever National Hockey League hat trick. Draw one by the Senators. Montempallo from the right point, passing over to Clevin left point. Snaps the puck down behind the Hawk net. Murphy now caught it, moves it up the right side to Doc. He'll hand it ahead to Nato through center over the Senator line. Right circle, firing. That's into the glove of Allmark, down in the butterfly position in the Ottawa crease.
It's an important win for the Blackhawks, and it certainly looks like they will win this game up 7-3. Remember, they were on a pretty good roll prior to that loss to the LA Kings, and even a game against LA, they dominated the Kings in the first period, up 1-0, and very easily could have walked away with it, but they didn't. But prior to that game, they'd won 4 or 5, picking up 9 to 10 points. They lose that one, but right now they're back on track, and as you mentioned, head out west for a very tough road swing through Western Canada.
Draw one by the Sens. Clevin will stick it off the boards and down, and icing is the call once again.
And this is an impressive win against the Ottawa Senators. Ottawa had won 3 games in a row.
Yep.
They were 4-1-1 in their last 6, and they are in a playoff spot currently in the standings. So if you look at measuring sticks, this is a great measuring stick game for the young Chicago Blackhawk team.
And those Senators in those 3 games, Steve, outscored the opposition 17-3. They had 2 7-goal games. Here tonight, they've been outscored 7-3 so far. A real turnaround for the Hawks. Second game in 2 nights for the Senators. It's kind of a way of life in the NHL. Ridley Gregg from center ice fires the puck off the end glass behind the Hawk net. Bounces around up the near side, and Nazar will carry out the center. Being bothered by Greg, who's tying up Nazar's stick, and then gave Nazar a cross-check at the Senator blue line after Nazar had dumped the puck down the boards into the Ottawa end. Here's Zub with a pass up the left wing for Greg. He deflects it to the Hawk blue line. And it's taken by Levshunov to Grzelcyk, stepping into the Senators' own left point. He'll flip the puck down behind the net. Jake Sanderson snacks it up the left side glass to center. And then Eller misplayed the puck. Here's Grzelcyk the other way. Passing it ahead for Lafferty, then to Doc over the Ottawa line, down the right wing to the half boards. Back to Levshunov. Hammers a shot from the right point. Blocker save made by Omar. Grzelcyk from the left wing corner. Sends one in on goal. Kicked out of there by Omar. Shabbat to center ice up the left wing. Will dump the puck lazily down in behind the Hawk net. And Sam Lafferty's on it. He'll drop it off for Grzelcyk. The teams are making line changes. Grzelcyk whips a pass up the right side. Here's Burakovsky through center over the Ottawa line to the right point. Drops it back into the high slot area, and Vlasic pokes it over the blue line from center ice. Offside will be the call here against the Hawks. And now you get a little discussion going on between Burakovsky and Claude Giroux. I don't see anything happening there.
No, a couple number 28s. Just more jawing than anything else. You talked about Colton Doc that last. I think he's had a quiet, steady game. Of course, he started the scoring, scored a very important first goal for the Blackhawks, but every time he's on the ice, he's on the body. He's trying to make things happen, and you like to see that from a big young forward.
Now Clevin to center ice, in front of the benches. Strokes the puck down behind the Hawk net around into the near corner. Ryan Green battling with one of the Senators there. That's Pinto. He's able to push him off the puck. And then Renzel clears to center ice up the far boards. Taken back by the Senators. And then given back into the Hawk zone. This is Vlasic. Head to Connor Bedard at center ice. Flips it into the Ottawa zone, the right wing corner. Burakovsky rolls into a check and then off of it. Then Bedard is twisted down to the ice by Amadio of the Senators. Amadio falls on Bedard, just sort of lays on top of him for a second or two. Meanwhile, here's Perron into the Hawk zone. One hands the puck to the left wing corner. Tried to finish a check on Renzel, who kind of dodged the check and stepped around Perron and pinned him to the boards. Perron ends up with the puck, though. Put it into the far circle for Cousins. That's taken away by the Hawks. Lafferty. Lafferty to Foligno at center ice. To Lafferty, right wing corner, Hawk zone. Checked by Jensen. Jensen put the puck behind the net near corner. Shabbat will wave it ahead now to Perron, who clears ahead to Dylan Cousins at center ice. We're down to 53 seconds left in the game. Cousins loses the bouncing puck into the Hawk zone. Artyom Levshunov will go for a skate behind the net. Passing up the left wing, Nick Foligno, former Senator at the Ottawa blue line, will backhand the puck down the boards. And it's taken in behind the net by Tyler Clevin. 30 seconds left in the game. The crowd standing here at the United Center in anticipation of the Blackhawks' 5th win on the season. Clevin still standing behind the Ottawa net, waiting for his teammates to assemble for the breakout. Down to 20. Here's Clevin stepping out, passing it ahead now to Amadio. To Eller into the Hawk zone, long wrist shot, and that hits Levshunov in the foot. He goes down in a heap in front of the net. Eller behind the net with 9. Tried to center. It deflects into the near corner. Green's got it with 3 seconds. 2, 1, and that is all she wrote. Hawks win! Hawks win. They beat the Ottawa Senators here tonight at the United Center 7-3. Connor Bedard's first ever National Hockey League hat trick was a big part of the story. He had a 4-point night and a good night for the Blackhawks all around, who knew they were going to